It's Saturday morning on the 101.5 KGB FM San Diego with the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. It's Boyer and Abramo. It's hanging out with you, playing back some of the good stuff that we've done in this truncated week. But rest assured, we will have the next 4 hours filled to the top with good best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw stuff, including Dave Barry's commentary on guys wrapping Christmas prizes, plus we'll talk about Shelley's fantastic party. It was so good, I guess my invitation got lost in the mail. Guys, stick around. We will talk about the Brethren of the Sack and the snippage therein, plus Dave's free Thursday golf. Abramowitz makes yet another bet. Hey, kids, let's go shopping. We'll talk about some habits of the good and the not so good. Cookie Randolph with sports right around the corner. And, you know, there are new laws, new regulations, and everything that go into effect for the new year because we don't have quite enough law here in this part of the world, but just when you thought things could get no more inane and insane, yet another agency steps up, in this case, the DMV, and proves just how stupid you can be. Details for you now on the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. This is the 1015 KGB.
Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw hanging with you. Who is Dale Atkinson?
I don't know.
I'm not surprised.
Sports
Anybody?
Guy?
Anybody? Well, yeah, now you're getting somewhere.
All right.
Dale Atkinson. Anybody?
Nope. Was he on television last night?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
I thought maybe he was involved in the game last night.
What game?
Yeah, I know. A little different than the night before.
Did you even try?
A little bit.
Really?
A little bit, because I thought, well, maybe it'll go off. Maybe something will happen. Maybe, no.
Very little bit.
But I have to admit, I was secretly happy that the Cornhuskers went down.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, you got to do that when you're.
I don't blame you. I'm not a
from Oklahoma.
Cornhusker fan either.
Yeah.
I just the only reason I wanted them to win was so that the BCS could get, that much more.
Shoved in their face, yeah.
It's just not right. Dale Atkinson, Shell, was a fullback for the Washington Redskins in the 50s.
Okay.
And he has been asked to surrender his California license plates. He has two of them. One says one Redskin, and the other one says Redskin 2.
Let me guess.
Yep. 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 Lives in Manhattan Beach. He's 71 years old. Played on the Redskins.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
The Redskins, by the way, are still called the Redskins.
Redskins. Yes, they are.
The Washington Redskins franchise of the NFL are still called the Redskins. But, it doesn't fly for a lot of people. Now, Atkinson told the Associated Press that the word Redskin stands for pride, accomplishment, toughness.
Sure does to him.
I'm sure Atkinson might think that Redskin stands for Gooey Chocolate Center. If you want, you can say whatever you want.
That's right.
But we all know what Redskin means.
Yeah.
Redskin means Native Americans. Come on, we all know that. Let's not be real stupid about this. Seriously,
It's
let's
not
not.
a potato. Come on.
Let's not be real stupid. Everyone knows that the word Redskin comes from like Tonto. We know this. Is anybody going to deny that? Is anybody going to debate this?
And no doubt that that's what the team was named for.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Like so many teams. Like so many teams. I mean, we had this with the Aztecs, and we've had it here, there, everywhere. I went to Chippewa Junior High School, and we had a crest when you walked into the junior high school. There's a great crest of a fighting American Indian warrior on the floor. Okay? Where I came from, in Chicago and Wisconsin, man, like, everything is named after Indians.
Yep.
Everything.
Not unlike Oklahoma, where...
Well, not unlike Chicago.
Right.
You know, itself, the word, I believe.
Actually, Oklahoma means land of the red man. That is the translation.
Okay. I mean, if we'd gone through just the sports franchises, because right away, as a young lad, rooting for Bobby Hull, the Chicago Blackhawks, there's a great big American Indian head
On their
jersey.
Right?
Yeah.
But David, the Black Hawk is the name of an Indian tribe. It's not a derisive...
Well, what about Aztec?
That's the name of there was an Aztec nation. It's like American.
Well, why was that a problem?
Well, because they're idiots.
Especially since there aren't many surviving Aztecs.
Yeah.
That could be pissed off about it.
Well, the
Well, how many Black Hawk Indians are there left over?
I don't know.
I understand the reason people who get upset would be upset with Redskins. I understand
That is maybe the one that is the most egregious and understandably offensive.
I understand that. I really do. I understand that when you understand that there are people out there who just like to be upset. Okay, seriously.
Right.
But at the same time, a lot of times, leveling the playing field tends to make people's feelings be assuaged.
Well, they think it does, yeah.
I would have absolutely no problem if, say, for example, what would be the proper place for an NFL franchise called the Sloppy White Trash to open up? Santee. I don't care. I'm trying to think of a derogatory name for, you always want to put yourself in the other person's moccasins. And so I try to imagine how I would feel. My race, if an NFL franchise was named in the most derogatory fashion after my race, the Santee redneck white trash trailer living crackers. Now, it'd be an awfully big uniform to get that on there, but I really wouldn't care.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I just wouldn't care.
Well, when you put yourself in those shoes, though, you don't have the history of oppression that the
Neither does anybody living today.
Yeah, and I think that, I think what the argument has been is that, well, but you haven't been a minority. You don't understand what that's like. You don't understand being the smaller group and being oppressed.
And
I think
if we
minorities
are
would
gonna
argue it still is happening today.
Well, then I'm still bitter about having my relatives have to get on the Mayflower and leave England.
And in this state,
no,
we
but
are the minority.
currently, minorities are being oppressed today.
I believe that
An argument could be
Everybody
made.
gets oppressed.
Right.
Well,
Everybody gets oppressed in one way or the other, whether it's equal opportunity employment, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, this argument's not going to go away. The reason I brought up Dale Atkinson's story was we are attacking this issue through the DMV. We're not changing the name of the Washington Redskins.
Exactly.
We are making sure that dudes like 71-year-old Dale Atkinson don't go around driving with license plates that say Redskin on them. Because, folks, that's where we start. That's where you attack. That's the heart of the matter. If I can quote a little Mr. Don Henley to you.
So if we go about it through the DMV in about 20 years, something will be done about it, right?
Well, what gets more publicity? A multi-$100-million National Football League franchise, Redskins versus Raiders, or a guy with 2 license plates?
yeah, what's an easier target to victor over? How did this start? Did some guy drive down the street and say and notice that plate? And make a
Eugene
complaint?
Herod is a board member of the Advocates for American Indian Children. And Herod, who is a Muskogee Creek Indian, filed a complaint with the DMV in August of 1999 asking that all Redskin plates be recalled. The state agency discovered Atkinson's 5-year-old plate after Herod rechecked its database for derivatives of Redskin. Now, of course, the DMV has the right to refuse any combination of letters and numbers that may be considered offensive to good taste and decency.
That just seems absurd.
Like this.
The DMV is in charge of good taste and decency?
Well, you know.
Over the licenses, I see.
Well, you know, you can't have people running around with saucy, nasty comments on their vanity license plates.
Good God, no.
Hopefully the DMV will print a plate for this angry lady, PHUQUE. That would be a nice personal plate.
Do it again.
PHUQUE.
We're going to be mad when we figure out what this is.
Well, that's easy.
First of all, it's a guy. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was the...
Eugene Herod?
Oh, sorry.
PHU.
Oh, come on, Shell. Shell.
Q.
Gullible's in the dictionary.
QUE.
Oh my God. This is tough.
Can we order that plate for your cars?
I'd love to. I would love to have it.
Anyway, that's what's going on with Dale Atkinson today.
Get a life license plate.
Got to give up those license plates.
Does that mean anybody driving down the street with a Redskins jersey gets a little ticket? It's crazy.
I don't understand how the DMV can be concerned about that or even entertain changing his tag when they'll send out clearly tags with the ending letters 666. I mean, you see people drive around with that all the time. Aren't people who worship Satan going to be upset by that? I mean, I just don't understand how a license plate has anything to do with the rest of the world. Big deal.
I don't know. You wonder. I mean, could we go back 150 years? Wouldn't it be great to be able to resurrect someone from 150 years ago and ask them, were people as like, you know, ninny, sissy, so busy being upset with things 150 years ago as they are today? Or has life gotten so easy, so simple, that they need to
Look for things
busy
to-
themselves?
right.
You know, I don't have to go out and plow the back 40 today. Time was, man didn't have time to sit down and be
Bothered.
consumed with little nuisances like this. Now, they got nothing to do.
And when's the Humane Society going to start complaining about the Bears and the Lions' feelings about this? You know, if they were smart enough to know, they might complain about that logo on that helmet.
So someone should take up the torch and
Yes.
fight that cause for the poor
Yes.
little animals.
I mean, it never stops.
It doesn't.
It never stops.
And
it
if there
just
were
seems to get
nothing
worse
else
and
to
worse
worry
and
about,
worse.
if there were nothing big in the world that needed attending to, that'd be one thing. But my God, there's so many other things to worry about.
I know. And who wants to worry anyway? You know?
Well, yeah, but that's kind of built into life. There's going to be some worry.
I know, but worry about things that matter to you.
Exactly.
I mean, seriously, I contend that Eugene Herod, you know, your life is not going to change if Dale Atkinson's license plates get changed. Your life is not going
Right.
to change, dude. Brent, you're on the KGB. What's going on, bud?
How about the Houston Honkies?
See, I wouldn't care. Would you care?
If I was a black guy playing on the Honkies, I might say, oh, that's... I think
Or
we
how
can do
come the
better than that.
Greenpeace people aren't whining about the Miami Dolphins?
Exactly.
You know, it's stupid. You know, this might not sound good, but aren't you kind of tired? Well, I'm not going to put words in your mouth. I'm tired of everybody who's not white making an issue out of everything. That just needs to be said. It's been said. I work every day. Me and my wife live in this little junk 25-foot-long trailer, maybe. We can't afford to get out of it. But I don't see anybody coming to our rescue to bail us out. My wife can't work. She gets Social Security. She's disabled. I go to work. I do my job. They cut her a check. She's entitled to that because she is disabled.
Brent, you need to start really budgeting your time better so you can start worrying about things like guys driving around with Redskin license plates.
I
Yeah, if
know.
you would
You are
just
not
piss and moan
contributing
more.
enough to society. You're just not. We need you to start fretting and fussing about these things.
I know. The important things, right?
That's it.
So, what, are they going to pull that guy's license plates for real?
Yeah, the DMV is going to pull his plates.
That's weak. Oh, well. Only in California, file. Anyway,
No, the sad thing is it could probably happen in any state in this country right now.
Well, it is the California DMV that we're talking about.
Well,
here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then rest assured it will take
it's
them
kind of funny, too,
years
'cause
to
I do a lot of business out of state, and people, they ask where I'm from. I say California, and, oh, wow. No. You're not missing anything. That's the first thing I tell them. Anyway, you guys got a great show.
Thank you, Brent.
Have a good year.
See you later.
See ya.
Appreciate it. Here is Dave next on the KGB. Dave.
Dave,
What's
Dave,
up?
I got a Cleveland Indians license plate holder. I got to get rid of that.
Sooner or later, it's going to happen. It'll be with the Indians. It'll be with the Blackhawks. We saw what happened with the Aztecs. What was the final on the Aztec thing? Did we?
They're still the Aztecs.
They are.
Yeah.
I thought there was a. I know there was a great big stink about it like
they
6
got
months
rid of
ago.
Monty Montezuma,
They got rid of Monty.
didn't they? Monty had to go away.
I'm foggy.
I am too. It seems to me that they were right on the edge of saying, no, we can't do this. We just can't do this. It upsets 3 people somewhere.
Right. And the 3 people voiced their concerns and made a big stink about it.
Yeah.
And the president entertained ideas, I thought, of getting rid of Monty Montezuma. And that meant, remember, we were all outraged because all their letterhead, all their stationery,
Yeah.
everything has Monty and Aztecs all over it.
Sure, it would be a very
Huge expense.
Yeah.
And then I think they hushed it up really quickly and made it go.
Well, there's also the tradition. I mean, that you know, people have a soft spot in their hearts for insignias and symbols. Look at the stars and bars over in Alabama and stuff like that.
Yep.
People really take that to heart. And I think they were really concerned that the real, true San Diego State University alumni, i.e. money, was going to go away.
Right.
So, I don't know.
So they hushed it up, and you might not see Monty again.
I don't know. I liked Monty when he would come out blowing fire and
was
stuff
totally
like that.
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. And if they did, in fact, if I'm remembering correctly, and they got rid of him, that poor guy is now on the unemployment rolls. What else can you do when you've been Monty Montezuma?
When are priests going to get upset about the Padres?
I don't understand it.
When's that going to happen?
I don't know.
When are we going to have picketing priests outside Qualcomm Stadium? Because they don't like their likeness, or monks picketing outside Qualcomm because they don't like their likeness being used there.
Especially priests with hair. Hey, we're not all bald.
Not to mention the Seagulls, when they figure out that the San Diego Gulls are making fun of them, picket the sports arena.
Yeah.
Poop all over it.
Here's Lydia on the KGB. Hi, girl.
Hi, Dave.
What's up?
Why do you want to make me so mad at 6:15 in the morning? Just get me fired up over this whole thing. If these people can go in and file complaints and get all this stuff started all over again, why can't we go and complain that they're offending us by taking it away?
Well, you can, but then you'll be as pissy as they are.
Is that what it is? I mean, because
Kinda.
I have a card. I'm an Indian, a Native American blood. I have a card from Oklahoma, but I'm just a poor white girl working every day. So can I turn around and file a complaint that they're offending me by taking these plates away?
This is the problem. We've allowed too many people their time, to stand up and say, I'm offended, or I disagree, or I don't like the way this is coming down. See, this is what I think is what's happening with the ballpark.
Right.
It's a completely different issue, but it falls under the same problematic heading. We let too many people stand up and stop the parade to say, I don't like the way things are going here. You will never find an entire group of people who will like the way the ballpark is funded, ever. You'll never get them all to agree. And at some point, you got to just say to these people, hey, you don't get your way. For the greater good of everybody, just to keep moving along, so we aren't sitting here stagnant, just arguing with each other.
Yep.
Just
Telling the sucker.
get over it and move on.
Yeah, the system was designed so that people with legitimate complaints could, go up to the big power, go up to the giant and file a complaint. But these
Every week we've got a
frivolous
new lawyer.
lawsuits, yeah.
Every week we got a new lawyer or a new accountant who says, well, I don't like the way the ballpark is being funded. Well, I don't like the way the bond issue came down. Well, I don't like the way they worded the vote. Well, too bad.
And those are people who simply will not believe in the voting rights, the constitutional rights in this country.
Yeah.
Because we've all voted on that, and nobody's taking that seriously.
Well, I don't like that this guy has Redskin license plates. Well, too bad. Too bad.
Can of worms.
I don't like that you're in front of me in line.
Right.
I'm going to sue.
Anger is what makes America great.
Listen, or we'll f***ing kill you!
You must find a proper outlet for your rage.
Let's take our greatest values on the road today and made it even better.
1015 KGB, you've got it on the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. Oh, yeah, the KGB race team will be in action tonight in El Centro. And the 1015 KGB Body Works by Jerry race team effort, the Chevelle number 27, hanging it out there on the dirt with Marv Evans and Eric Evans. Just a great, great bunch of guys who really enjoy racing with, and it's going to be awesome. But I want to say special thanks this week to the cats at Body Works by Jerry. They do all sorts of paint and body and frame and glass and air conditioning and all that sort of collision stuff, and they are in Ramona. So, Jerry, to you and your team, you have my greatest thanks and gratuity. Time now for the Dean of American Sportscasters. Let's turn and say hello, Cookie Randall.
Hello again, everybody in the sports world. Tonight's the night every college football fan has been eagerly kind of looking forward to. The pretty much not really college football national championship game, as number 1 Miami faces number 4 Nebraska in the Rose Bowl tonight at 5 o'clock on ABC. See, on New Year's Day, number 2 Oregon clobbered number 3 Colorado. So tonight's matchup between 1 and 4 will sort of kind of not really determine our national champion, as college football remains the only sport in the world which determines its champ by drunken sports writer vote rather than your end-of-season tournament. If undefeated top-ranked Miami wins tonight, most of America would consider them national champions. If the 11-1 Nebraska Cornhuskers win tonight, many Americans would have trouble considering them national champs, but their head coach Frank Solich talks a good ball game.
We did play 11 straight games, I think, maybe better than anyone in the country, and I was a little bit misquoted where it was indicated by one columnist that we played as well as anybody in the country. We played better than anyone in the country when you add up 11 straight football games and not being challenged right at the very end.
Ooh, never shortchange a coach's braggadocio. He's right, though. 11 straight football games, they were dominant indeed. Unfortunately, in their 12th game, Nebraska got smashed by Colorado 62-36 and didn't even win the division of their own conference. So the kind of, sort of, pretty much not really national championship game in college football kicks off just after 5 o'clock our time tonight on ABC, the Rose Bowl, Miami, Nebraska. In the Orange Bowl last night, Florida clobbered Maryland 56-23.
Who gives a rat's ass?
Well, that's a good point. That's well put. Meanwhile, in the National
Channel 22 news anchor Dick Brown talks about co-anchor Maria Alvarez.
Maria is a joy to work with. She's terrific. Everyone goes to her for advice. I mean, heck, I go to her for advice. Not really. But Maria's got everything. Talent, knowledge of the events that our viewers want, and she's pretty. She's fantastic. Sometimes when her skirt hikes up, right up her legs under the desk there, I can see things that you couldn't imagine. Look down there.
Dick Brown and Maria Alvarez, just another reason Channel 22 is your number 1 source for local news.
Skitball Association. The Shackless Lakers nipped the Nuggets 87-86. Kobe scored 28 as Shaquille O'Neal remained sidelined one more game with a sore big toe. 9 other games featuring 9 winners and 9 losers, demonstrating the overall balance in the league this year. Seems like on any given night, it seems, just as many teams win as do lose. Interesting. This is your 101.5 KGB Sports Network. Oh, my.
I'm sure you recognize from our broadcasts the evil forces that have produced the trouble in our world. Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. The trouble in our world.
That's enough to give you the shakes.
KGB.
1015 KGB, the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw Show. Boyer here with you till 12 noon, playing back some of the good stuff from this week. Then Monday night, we want you to join Abramowitz and myself for Monday Night Football at Hooters in PB. We kick it all off right around 6 o'clock, right when they do the Monday Night Football. It is Minnesota at Baltimore. Come on down because, you got hot Hooters waitresses, great food, plus your chance to win a giant screen TV from Convoy Audio and Video, your home theater specialist. We want to see you there. Hooters in PB, Monday at 6. Boyer and Abramowitz hanging with you, having a good time. All right, Best of DSC rolls on now. We receive email frequently at the DSC at 101kgb.com address. And while most of it is vitriolic and hateful and spiteful, one or two do filter through with some nice things to say about the show. Such was the case with this listener who found great love and enjoyment of something that we equally treasure. It's the Best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. This is the KGB.
Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw with you all morning. Back with you nighttime prime time on the radio. 7 to 10 here on KGB. 7 to 10 p.m. tonight. Shell, as you know, over the past dozen years, we have been working, refining, honing our delicate sense of humor. Mm-hmm. And after those dozen years, I dare say our sense of humor is polished to that of a Alistair Cook level of PBS quality, highbrow humor.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly.
And I have to agree with my buddy Ken, who writes, Dave, I love the movie quote of Fat Bastard explaining why he's fat, because he's unhappy. And then he gets emotional. And then, well, you know what happens then.
Comfort food.
I am 38 years old and a father of 2 daughters. I have a respectable job and a place in the community, but God help me if I make it to 100 years old, if I will always shed a tear of laughter every time I hear that clip.
Of course I'm no happy. Look at me, I'm a big fat slob. I've got bigger titties than you do, and I've more chins than a Chinese phone book. I've not seen my willy in 2 years, which is long enough to declare it legally dead. I can't stop eating. I eat because I'm unhappy.
Wait for it.
And I'm unhappy because I eat. It's a vicious cycle. If you'll excuse me, there's someone I have to get in touch with and forgive. Myself. God. Sorry. I farted.
Oh, really? The setup, the knockdown.
It's all good.
People, that will never, ever not be funny to me.
No.
No.
Oh, man. What does that say about a person?
About you for laughing at it?
When that will elicit one of your most joyous laughs of the day.
I think the question is, what does it say about a person who doesn't laugh at that?
What do you think?
Yeah, you're right. That's the better question.
Well, what about people saying, well, it's just not funny?
There's something wrong with them.
Really?
Yeah, it's not us. It's never us.
It's them.
Oh.
God. Sorry. I farted.
Really?
That movie gets pretty lowbrow, you know.
I need to see that. I have not
You haven't seen
that
it
yet. I haven't.
So you haven't seen the...
I wasted my time with Moulin Rouge.
Oh, now, why didn't you
See
call
anything
me?
Funny, I don't know.
Tell me you rented it and didn't buy it.
I did rent it and
Okay.
did not buy it. And
Moulin Rouge.
It did have some high points in it. And all in all, I'm glad I watched it, but... Oh my God!
All in all, you're glad you watched it?
I'm glad I watched it at home and not in the theater where I would have paid a lot more money for it, and I am glad to have seen it, but oh my God, it was just freaking weird.
Yeah.
Just odd.
You know, Entertainment Weekly gave Nicole Kidman Entertainer of the Year.
Based on that?
Based on that and that The Others movie and the fact that she got divorced, apparently. That's just astonishing to me. Of all the entertainers in the world, she was Entertainment Weekly's Entertainer of the Year.
Well, you know, aside from things that are relatively pure, like Grammys, Oscars, Emmys, things like that, Entertainment Weekly awards, People Magazine awards, are really just favors that are traded between the magazine and the agents.
Yes.
Listen, we will make your client Entertainer of the Year if you promise us 2 cover stories and 2 interviews in 2002.
And with two of
all
your
that
other
is.
clients. You know, if you bring your other clients, we'll name her.
Yeah, that's all
it's like swapping trading cards.
Yep.
You know, that's all that really is.
That's true.
Yeah, you really mustn't get upset about things like that. Those are business practices. Those are business deals that are being made.
Although Nicole did have kind of an Anne Margaret thing going on in Moulin Rouge. A real saucy kind of...
Yeah.
I mean, that was the character. And she did it well, but...
Well, remember To Die For when she played that television chick? She was hot stuff in that.
And she was a good actress in that
She
movie.
did a good job.
But you haven't seen Austin Powers 2, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
I should.
So you've missed out on the class. Has anyone else here seen it?
I have not.
No, I have not.
Oh, my goodness. Ruth, have you seen this?
I don't think so. I think I just saw the first one.
So you guys haven't seen the classic laboratory scene when he mistakes the cup of coffee.
Oh, God, yes. My boys played that for me. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I have not
similar.
seen that, yeah.
Similar, if you will, to the bedroom scene with the glass of beer in American Pie.
Cream in your coffee? You know, not if I can help it. Is that what we're talking about?
Nutty.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
It's really bad. And he's got that big mustache.
Oh, God.
Chock full of nuts is that heavenly coffee.
I think Boyer thinks it's male
I do. What is it?
production. No, it's anybody's production.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Mm-hmm.
There was
Well,
a community
here.
jar.
There's a one of the key plot development moments in the movie is Fat Bastard is the funniest, I think, character in the movie. Everyone made a big deal about Little Me, and I was like, whatever. I like Fat Bastard, and I also like Dr. Is it Dr. Evil? Is that the guy's name? I like his
kid,
insolent son.
Yeah,
he cracks me up.
Scott.
Cha-ching.
Scott.
Yeah.
But there's a point where Fat Bastard is committing some crime, and there needs to be an analysis of a stool sample. And the stool sample is collected, and it's burbling and boiling away in a beaker in the laboratory. And Austin Powers walks in and is in the middle of a big conversation and errantly grabs the beaker as opposed to the coffee urn.
Excellent.
And for like 2 minutes, he goes to take a sip and people keep interrupting him. Austin! And he's got the cup right up to his lips and they pull him away and he stops. And then finally he takes a big long pull. And he comes away and he's got that face like a 2-year-old who's eating their first brownie.
Chocolate milk mustache.
And he says, nutty. Oh, it's very funny. It's really, really very funny. What's up there, Ron? Ron! Oh, that's
a pity.
Yeah, I've
time
seen
on the caller, and that's a pity.
Sections of the movie. The boys played the highlights.
Yeah. Fat
Here,
Bastard
Dad.
is very funny.
Huh? Look at that now, huh? I'm dead sexy. Look at my sexy body. Oh, yeah. You a crap.
All right, we got a break. 888-570-1015 Direct Connect here into KGB. You were Dave Shelley and Chainsaw.
Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw will be right back.
This is the KGB.
1015 KGB, it's the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. Boyer, Saturday, hanging here till noon, playing back some of the good stuff. And once in a while, Dave will get off on a little area that seems like it'll take about 5 minutes to wrap up. We'll all be in great, great gobs of agreement. And then it turns to about a 2-hour bit. People calling in. You would not believe the amount of discussion we had this week on this radio program about shopping. It's the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. This is the KGB.
Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw hanging with you. I want to enact legislation. That if you go to the grocery store.
Here we go. Here's the really important stuff here. Okay.
This is important stuff.
Yeah.
When you go to the grocery store, there are certain tools that are available to you for your use as a shopper. There's the grocery divider bar.
Yeah.
There are last-minute items to
Right
buy,
there,
candy and things like that. There's the credit card slider. All these things are there to make your shopping experience more efficient, quicker, better, enjoyable.
Right.
All good things.
Right.
There are little baskets there in case there's a little place to put the basket in case you're a basket carrier instead of a basket pusher. There's one more thing we need. And that's a little stack of hard hats with a great big red flashing light on top of it that you can put on so that anybody who gets in line behind you knows you're not ready to check out yet. Got this the other day.
Yeah.
You're looking around for the shortest line or the line that looks like it's going to move the quickest, and you get behind the guy who gets to the checker and he starts complaining that the items that he wanted were not available. Dude, you do that to one of the managers over at the side desk or something. You don't do it in line. And that's why these people have to have a hard hat with a big flashing red light on it, so you can go get behind like old people who want to write a check because they're going to get out quicker than this guy is.
You got behind a complainer?
I got behind a complainer.
Oh.
I got behind a complainer who was upset that for 6 months he's been trying to get his lemon lime spritzer soda ordered, and God damn it, I can't find it anywhere. 6 months I've been trying to order this.
Good God.
And he just wouldn't move through.
Oh.
Wouldn't move through. And
What'd
I
you
understand.
do?
Huh?
What'd you do?
I sat there and went,
That
What else could you do?
You can't do anything else.
That's effective.
what can you do? You can't go, ah! What can you do?
I contend you can.
But you don't.
You're the only one who would do that.
No, he
Peter.
wouldn't do it.
It seems like you could say
No one does that.
something.
No one does that.
Come on, pal, move it along.
Tough guy Boyer would say, perhaps I can find the lemon line. It is at Trader Joe's.
You almost want to scramble up on the conveyor belt, pull out your Harry Carey knife, disembowel yourself in front of the complainer. And I know that people are going to continue to do that.
Sure they are.
Just a big hard hat with a flashing red light.
Well, you know what? Bless your heart, because you're not a professional shopper, and I think that's something that women know when they're looking, scanning the line, because there's so many elements you have to take into play. The checker, because if you go to a store regularly, you'll know the bad checkers and the good checkers. It's always death when a manager is checking someone out. When they've taken over a register, they don't know anything about it. They have, even though it couldn't be more automated, they will take forever. And I can pretty much spot the old complaining guys. I know who they are.
Had this guy paid already, Dave, or was he?
He was probably holding
Yet,
up.
was in the process of checking his stuff out, and that's when he started. I mean, he couldn't wait to start bitching. You could see him.
Right.
Very anxious, and he couldn't wait to start bitching. I just have bad grocery store luck. It seems to me like every other trip when I get into the grocery store, everything's moving along fine, nice and smooth. I'm like maybe 4 deep. Check out, go. check out, go.
Right.
Check out, go. And now it's my turn. Shift change.
I'm sorry, sir. It's out of tape. Hang on.
Yeah.
That's it. And
Or shift change.
Right.
And you know, when they change shifts at a grocery store, it's about the same complication level as docking the Russian Mir to the American Space Orbit Station.
Oh, I know.
All right, we have to sign these forms. We have to do a retina scan. All right, key in, key out. They got the keys in at the same time, like the president and the captain of a submarine doing nuclear missiles. Go!
Count your cash drawer. Count your cash drawer.
As if the two keys don't go at once.
I know.
Oh,
explosion.
Oh, something just happened over in Kabul.
They had a quicker changing of the guards at Buckingham Palace when I was there.
Oh.
Well, it's a bad experience, though. And knowing your grocery store and knowing your checkers, knowing the baddies, knowing the goodies.
See, I don't have one grocery store. I go all over the place.
Well, if you do that enough, you'll get to know those people as well. Because I do that, too. I have to make the Trader Joe's, Ralph's, Whole Foods run, and I know all the good and bad checkers there.
Yeah.
And I, you know, the regular customers, I can pretty much spot the ones that are going to be the complainers, the slowies. You know, so you just get in the right line.
Yeah.
But when you don't, when you get stuck, it's hell. It's awful.
But when you get behind, I mean, when you're right behind the guy who starts complaining, and you got four people behind you, it's not like you can pull out.
You can't. You're right. That's why it's so crucial.
You're trapped.
You got to choose the right line.
Well, I contend that this checker should have continued scanning his items and said, hang on, I'll call a manager.
Oh, no, this guy was not, would not be stopped from his bitch session. Because he called the manager over, and the guy just complained. I also like it, too, when you finally get your turn and you're moving through, and someone walks up from the other side and starts asking the checker questions about their bill.
Not your turn.
Your turn
You're
is
not there
over.
yet. Yeah, right.
Out of the roller coaster.
Right.
You're out.
And I'm equally disturbed by the people who are not up yet, who rush me out. I'm moving as fast as I can. I'm doing everything as quickly as I can. There needs to be a bar.
Oh, there.
Or a line like in bowling when you step over it, a light goes off.
Yeah. You've gotten you've gotten your change back, and they're moving that basket right up in your territory.
Ramming your hips, and you were thrown out into the aisle. It's not their turn yet.
Yeah.
And, you know...
I know I still need to play my first break. I got a lot to get off my mind.
But one other thing.
One other thing?
Yes.
One other thing?
Even the
Shelley,
good checkers.
Hold on now.
Well...
Can we take all this? We've got Redskin license
it's just
plates.
a little thing.
All right.
Hand me the money back without the frickin' receipt. I don't want that in my wallet. Give me the receipt separately so I can throw it away. Then give me the money. And please have all the heads facing the same direction.
Oh, get out.
Come on! Give me all the heads in one direction. Come on.
What? That'll slow things down so much.
If you keep them in your drawer that way, you're not going to have an issue.
You know what?
What difference is
I know now why
It
you're
makes a
getting.
big difference.
I know now
It
why you're
makes a
getting
big
bumped out of line.
No, I do not. I am quick. I'm efficient.
Abraham,
I get my job done.
Hamilton.
But it's not your turn yet.
You're sitting there arranging your money by denomination and
if
head
I have
sizes.
to, in the interest of time, I will shove it in my wallet and do it when I get out in the car. But you could save me a lot of time if you do it right to begin with.
But it'll slow down the checker line by a lot.
No, any checker could. I've kept a cash drawer before. You put it in there right to begin with, it's going to come out right. And don't hand me the frickin' receipt. I don't need the receipt.
10 or
put the receipt in
15
the bag.
seconds extra per person to do that, and now you're waiting longer in line.
No, it doesn't. If you do it when you put it in the cash drawer, everything's going to be fine.
You got an awful lot of complaints for someone who's a chick. Because you never saw a guy who had the bill of $16.43 count out exactly $16.43. I think I've got 17 pennies in here.
Oh, well, if I did that, I wouldn't have
Chicks
to worry
do
about
that all the time.
I don't do that.
I know you don't do it, but it's your sex who does it. It's your fault.
Especially
You never
old
saw a
chicks.
guy do that. Never saw a guy do that.
Well, I don't do that because I like to get the change back. But I'd prefer it if you keep the heads all in the same direction, damn it.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, if your money isn't organized, how do you ever expect to know how much you have?
I count
By
it.
counting it.
Organize it, though. You put the bigger ones in back, the smaller ones in front, all the heads facing the same way. You know exactly
do it.
what
It
you
all
have.
spends the same. It doesn't matter.
I would expect that from a guy who lives in squalor. I mean, your money, your organized wallet.
Very anal retentive.
Organized
Two crackpots.
wallet.
Two crackpots. They're both crackpots?
I'm the crackpot.
Well, I agree
You're
with
the one
Boyer
complaining
on
about
this.
poor old men. Jesus Christ.
I usually agree with Shelley on most things. You and I were holding hands and running through the meadow together with our favorite songs playing in our head, and the weather was lovely. And then you start doing this, all the heads are the right way, and all of a sudden the earth opened up and dinosaurs are sticking their head out and there's a smell in the air.
Keep your damn money organized. Everything will be that much better.
And you call me anal.
That is one thing I'm anal about, and it just makes sense.
And hand me all the change with the heads up.
No, I don't care about that. That's ridiculous.
Well, why not?
Come
why
on.
stop there?
Why stop with the
Because
paper?
that would be anal. But
No.
the heads in the same direction, that just makes sense. So you can see,
No.
so it's all uniform. You guys
The head
never
doesn't
waited
matter.
tables.
Yeah,
did
just
you?
push through the line and shove it in your wallet and move along.
Did you hear
Well, that's
that?
what I have
you
to do
never
if they
waited tables, I guess. As if being a waitress suddenly makes you like, what, the ambassador to Switzerland or something.
No, but you keep your roll of bills organized so that you know exactly what it is.
You,
You
well, you
don't
obviously
need
never
'em up.
stood behind the counter at Dipper Dan.
Proud to say I didn't. Yeah, well, you were dishing up ice cream. I was serving a Bacchus feast.
I'm what Alan Greenspan recalled. He never waited tables. He doesn't know about money. Get rid of him.
See, Shelley doesn't care about the chains because that's what she threw to the busboy.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sheesh, get out of here.
Here's a nickel, Johnny. Someone honked on the table.
Clean it out.
Look for it in the corner under the table. Go for it. Find it, it's yours.
It's another day in America.
And we all agree.
I'm sure you recognize from our broadcasts the evil forces that have produced the trouble in our world. Dave Shevin Chainsaw. The trouble in our world.
Let's get back to it. Are you a kind and courteous shopper, or are you one of those a-holes that roams the aisles and tosses things willy-nilly and hither and yon? Listen, here's our discussion. You can grade your own paper. It's the best of DSC on the KGB.
Mark, you're on a KGB. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, how's it going this morning?
You're telling me you actually vocalize your disgust with these people at the grocery store?
Not just there. Just about any place I run across somebody who's decided that I'm not entitled to my time. we'll be cruising. Oh, it's like, let me take it back a couple of notches. My parents raised me to be courteous.
Right.
You know, common courtesy. I know a lot of people have heard the term, but I think a lot of people have forgotten about it. One of the worst places for my family and I to go is Costco. I love the store, but the aisles are nice and wide, but so are the carts, and generally the butts pushing them are too.
I know. It's a bad thing. You know what the problem is? There's only one problem with Costco. That is the greatest store ever made, but the problem is they serve free food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And these people walking around Costco have never eaten in their lives.
I know. I refuse to stop at those little aisles. My wife and I will be cruising through with the kids. They'll look at something, and I will not let them have it because I keep telling them that's as bad as a car crash at an intersection.
It's terrible.
People just don't get it.
There could be firefighters trying to get through that aisle with bloody bodies, and
Oh man, it's
15
that bad.
people would clog the aisle waiting for a paper cup with a raisin in it.
Well, there's a couple of things that I'll do. I'll be cruising along, and it's real commonplace for these people to be pushing the cart, run across something that catches their eye, and they just leave the cart right in the middle.
Abandonment, I know.
Ramming
So
speed.
I come cruising up behind them, and my wife gets so pissed because she'll be sitting there just kind of walking past with the family, and I will say things like, Oh, hon, I'll catch up with you in just a second because this rude bastard just went into a coma in front of me. And, the looks I get. But as far as I'm concerned, if I have access to something, and you are denying me that access because you lack common courtesy, I reserve the right to inform you of it.
Yep.
So I'll be cruising through a parking lot with my kids, and they're now getting to the age where they can actually remember the things I tell them.
Right.
And I'll see things like somebody will push a cart up between my car and somebody else's. And I'll just vocalize right there as loudly as I think I need to my kids. Okay, now did you see that? This is a person who is either unintelligent or lazy because they won't take the 10 or 15 steps to return that cart back. I have to do it for them.
I'm not necessarily a cart
I'm
putter
not
backer. But anyway, thank you, Mark. Appreciate the call. I'm not always a cart putter backer.
You know what? Sometimes it's too far away.
Sometimes I beach it up on the curb, like a sick old whale.
You know what?
Throw her up on the curb and let
They
her
got
go.
some guys out there shagging carts. That's their job. You don't want to deny them that.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, just heading to work.
What's going on, girl?
You know, I had to touch on the baggers at the grocery stores.
Oh, grocery stores.
Go for it.
Yeah. Now, I went in there 9 months pregnant, about 10 grocery bags later, and the bagger stood there and looked at me and said, "Do you need help out with this?" I think the words, "Are you serious?" fell out of my mouth.
Well, at least he offered.
Well, yeah, I kind of thought, well, if they weren't getting paid to do that, and I had to tip them, then
Did you tip
okay.
him? Did you tip him?
Yeah. Did I? No.
No tip.
Did I have them carry my stuff out? Yes, and normally, I even help them with it and put it in the car with them.
Yeah.
I stood there and watched the guy put every bag in my car. So.
I worked for a little neighborhood grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was kind of like, you think of like maybe watching The Godfather and they're walking down those urban streets and there's
Right.
just like a little grocery store in there that's no bigger than maybe a 7-Eleven at the most.
Just a little storefront.
I worked at one of these urban grocery stores when I was a kid. And, there were the regular customers who would come in from time to time. And, there were only like 4 people who worked total at this
Right.
grocery store. I mean, it was little.
Right.
And the checker lady, I forget what her name was, she would always say to me, "You help her out with the groceries.
Right.
You take her out. Don't ask, just do it. You take her out.
Exactly.
And you do not dare accept a tip."
Exactly.
We had to refuse tips. We had to help people out, certain customers, and we had to refuse tips. And that's a weird thing when you get out there. When you get out there, they're like, "All right, now here's your $1 for you, David." And you're like, "No, I can't. This is my job. I can't." "No, take it. And you're like, "Now what do I do?
Yeah.
Now what do I do? I can't take it. You want me to take it? I can't." And they start getting pissed off at you and everything like that. But them days are gone.
Yeah, that's true. But still, 9 months pregnant,
But you know what? I've been in the grocery stores where me, and I don't look like a cripple or anything like that, I don't
No,
think.
you don't, no.
I'm in fairly decent, upright shape. I'll get like a pack of gum. "Need help out to the car with that, sir?" You want to say to him, "Yeah. Yeah.
You should next time.
Throw that up on your shoulder there." And we'll start trudging out to the rig. All right, Tracy, thanks a bunch.
Sure. Have a good day.
See you later. I've never suffered from airplane rage. You hear
Right.
about these people doing everything from yelling at stewardesses to scrambling up on top of the food cart and letting fly with a couple of
Sure.
mortars.
Yeah, yeah.
You hear about road rage. I've never really been involved in road rage. I mean, I've gotten upset with people, but I've never, chased anybody down or followed anybody or anything like that.
Yeah.
I am dangerously close to grocery store rage.
Uh-oh.
That's going to be ugly because you'll have so many weapons that, canned goods come flying off the shelves. I mean, it's a bad place to have rage. And yet I understand. I understand because there's so many areas that can provoke you in a grocery store. From inconsiderate customers to slacker checkers.
Yeah.
In a grocery store. From inconsiderate customers to
Oh, we're on hold.
slacker checkers.
Nice for us. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Hi.
what's up?
Whenever they ask me if I need help out at the grocery store, I
When was
always
this?
ask them,
When was
so
this?
if they'll carry me. Every time. Half the time they're 16 and they don't get it.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, I need help out.
Take some help out to the grocery store, ma'am.
But I want to tell you, I go to this grocery store all the time, and this one lady never fails. I'm in line, it's my turn, and I hate waking up this way. I'm so frustrated, thinking about it. But
Talking about I'm telling you, it's this grocery store rage. I don't know why you don't hear about this more. Yeah, I don't understand airplane rage. I don't understand it. Before September 11th, anyway, I loved flying. I was going to be waited on. I was going to watch a movie. There were going to be drinks. It was going to be relaxing. 4 hours where I can sit and do nothing. I don't understand people who rage on that stuff.
Right.
Grocery store, on the other hand, I turn into a maniac.
I know.
What happened?
Well, I get, I have like 10 things, and I'm like, I'm ready. I don't go to the, maybe I have 12. I don't go to the 10 and under because I'm afraid somebody's going to count. So I go to the long line, and I get in line, and this guy's behind me, and the checker, when it's my turn, says, "Oh, ma'am, he's only got 3 things. Could he go in front of you?"
Oh.
The checker. She does that to me like every time I'm in the store.
Oh.
And if they didn't have olive loaf, I would never go back.
Oh, olive loaf.
And then,
Oh.
and then the last time I was there,
Why don't you say no?
What?
Why don't you say no?
Because that turns you into an asshole, and not everyone does that,
I said,
Boyer.
I'm in a hurry.
Oh, you did do that.
One time I said yes.
There you go.
You're an asshole.
The first time I said yes, and the second time I said I'm in a hurry.
Do you really live your life that John Wayne bravado asshole way, or do you just big talk?
Me?
No, I'm talking to Boyer. Because Boyer's always, why don't you tell that person in the movies to shut the hell up and take it outside? Or why don't you tell that cell phone user to turn off your cell phone?
Right.
You're like this pioneer guy riding across the range. Do you really do this stuff, or you just all talk?
I think a lot of it is talk.
Oh, okay.
Of course, if you did that stuff, you would be dead by now. Somebody would crush you under their heel
I don't
like
think
a roach.
I don't think people would crush you, because generally that stuff is met with, at the most, a kind of a well, says you.
Right.
But people don't have the balls to do that in general. They just don't. There's a certain courage issue.
Well, I told the lady, I said, that really puts people on the spot when the guy was gone. Because that's really just, if the guy says it, that's one thing. But when the checker says, do you mind if I take him ahead of you?
Yeah, what is it to you?
It's not.
God!
What is it to you if this guy with 3 things gets out quicker?
And it's not like I had a full cart. It was like I had 11 or,
Wasn't going to take you that long.
Oh, and then the other day, I thought, poor you, Dave, if this were you, I got behind this lady, and she needed a little extra help, which was fine. And she said they totaled it up, and she didn't have enough money. Well, that happens to everybody. That's fine. But then the checker went through the same lady who says, "Can I take him ahead of her?" Or whatever. She goes through every item, tells her the price, and gives her like 30 seconds to decide if that's one of the things she wants.
You just got to bail out at that point.
Oh.
This is going to avoid her line from now on.
Right.
Oh.
That's how you know who are the good and bad checkers.
Yep.
This is the little mental list you
But
compile.
it didn't dawn on me until I was listening to you guys this morning that, oh my gosh, it's the same woman every time.
Right.
It makes my blood pressure go up.
Right. And now you know.
Now I know.
Yeah.
No more olive loaf.
And you can't go to... Oh, no. You just can't go to her line anymore. But I got to say, the best thing in the world that Ralph's has done is they let you check yourself out.
How?
They have checkers that just, you scan it, you bag it, you scan it, you bag it. You pay the money just like you would to an ATM machine. You make it'll give you back change.
Didn't you have a
so
lady?
great.
Didn't you one time have a lady rag you out in the parking lot because you didn't put the cart back? It's like, hey, I don't work here.
I got yelled at.
Well, did you have your children in the car?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I can't remember.
I think that's a good
I may
though.
have.
It doesn't matter.
They have people that round them up and bring them back.
Hey,
It's
I
their
don't
job.
work here.
Right.
Well, they give you kids.
I'm a customer here. I come here and give them money.
Right.
I don't work. I don't. Why don't I go inside and mop up the floor too?
Well,
that helps us keep our costs down. I'll tell you
Oh,
what. If I
brother.
return the cart and you give me $5, you got a deal.
That's one
But
thing.
I've returned the cart, half the time probably.
Right.
I never saw anybody drop what they were doing and immediately start marking groceries down.
Not to mention the fact that when you take the time to return the cart, the 9 people who are waiting for your one parking place are so pissed off. It's true because they're blocking traffic.
You know what? I'll wait rather than have some stray cart come rolling down the hill and crash into my car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That would hurt your car.
Are you kidding?
God.
No, I'm serious.
The carts look nicer than your car.
Well, that may be, but you break a taillight lens or a headlight.
What do you care?
You have to have taillight lenses.
You
and
don't have
headlights.
seats in your car.
It's okay.
Doesn't he have
Seat
to
is
run
not
with the
required.
cart with his feet in the bottom of the car?
You have numerous illegalities on your vehicles. Why do you care about the occasional taillight?
Because you can be stopped if you don't have a
I have a better
taillight
question.
lens.
How many times have you ever had a grocery cart knock anything off of your cars? Ever?
They're pretty tough, but I've seen them roll away.
The grocery carts get mad when he parks by them.
Let me ask you this.
They're running away. They're not rolling away. They're running away.
I think I can cut right to the chase on this one quickly here, because this is a classic Boyer situation that is sizing up right now.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a broken taillight as a result of a renegade runaway grocery cart?
Oh, don't
Ever.
make me laugh this early.
Yes or no?
Ever.
Not personally, but in my stellar insurance career, I have taken plenty of claims from.
I wasn't asking about other people you know. I know you know this. I was asking you if you've ever had this happen to you.
I have not. I don't park around.
In my classic Lincoln Douglas debate style, say, put those carts away, because I don't want to have. Even though it's never happened to you.
I have come out and I've had carts scratched up against my car.
How can you tell?
Because I didn't always drive.
Your cars look like they've been through gravel storms.
Wait a minute. You didn't always drive pieces of crap? Is that what you're trying to say now?
Well, he once had a small Camaro.
That was only a wannabe Camaro.
You know, the people, the assholes who leave their carts out in the lot just willy-nilly, hither and yon.
Can I tell you something? I know you've got a lot to add to the show, but every time that you start bitching about people who are damaging the cosmetic appearance of your cars,
car?
you totally lose it, dude. No
credibility.
No one even wants to hear you talk about the cosmetic preservation of your fleet of cars.
You know, from my angle here, I see Boyer, and then there's a window, and then there's his
Car,
piece of
yeah.
truck. Right. It's perfectly framed.
Right.
This is so comical. Look at that thing.
If you were in a parking lot and any of Boyer's cars were parked out in the middle of the parking lot, and you saw the runaway cart, and we've all seen it, the cart that's slowly starting to move, and you're like, oh my God, that's going to hit someone's car, and you feel terrible inside.
Yeah.
And if you saw this happen and it hit Boyer's car, you'd feel bad for the shopping cart.
And feel good for the car because it just got improved.
Well, that may be, but it's the a-holes who leave their shopping carts in the parking lot who are the same ones who be walking through the potato chip aisle and go, well, you know what, I really don't need this box of condoms or this six-pack of Pepsi, and just set it up there, and they throw crap throughout
And that
the store.
I do that.
bothers you.
I do that.
That
Put it
bothers
back.
I do that.
you.
Put it
You
back.
want me to go all the way back 9 aisles over to put back something that I don't want?
Why does it
Take
need to be put back?
Take it with you.
Is this your sense of neatness now that we're going to debate?
I think that's what we're hearing, Dave.
Oh my God.
First,
I know.
the cosmetic appearance of your cars has been debated. Now your sense of order and neatness? Are you kidding?
I'm telling you, it is the
You are
same-
the biggest slob I know.
And I return the cart.
You are the biggest slob I know. Why do you care
have
if one
picked
thing
the
is out
wrong
of place?
battles to fight in your neatness.
You have nothing in place.
War.
I do
Why do you-
return the cart.
Well, so what?
I'm a
So
cart
what?
returner.
That does not redeem you. For all the slobbiness that you display in your life, that doesn't redeem you.
You argue stuff
if you
that does
have-
not matter to you.
If you have an item in your cart that you don't want to buy,
Right.
take it to the checkout aisle, hand it to the cashier, and say, I'm sorry, I've changed my mind. Could you have someone restock this item in its proper
Oh,
location?
brother.
What's the difference between the checker having to give it to someone to restock and the stockers who roam the aisles having to put it back? What's the difference?
Because it looks like crap.
What do you care?
Oh, my God!
Your
How
whole
can you
life.
distinguish between crap and good?
Your whole life looks like crap. You think you'd be right at home.
Because when I get a magazine, I go 3 back to get the one that hasn't been opened and read. Because when I buy something off the shelf, I want to have the feeling that I'm
And
buying
you called
a
me
new-
anal for my dollar bills having to face the right way.
Good
Oh, my God.
grief. New and untouched and unscathed by human contact product, which I know is ridiculous.
You are the biggest walking hypocrite.
Honey, I was so frustrated
Really?
by the grocery.
What do you mean? What do you
I'm
mean,
even
really?
more frustrated now.
How can you not know this? You're the biggest walking hypocrite. You're outraged here because someone put a bag of potato chips back by the paper towels because they changed their mind. Look at your office. It's a disaster. Look at your cars. They're rolling disaster areas.
Crap
How can you be
heaps.
outraged by the occasionally abandoned item in the grocery store?
Because it's some third party crapping up.
You crap up this building that we all work in.
Continually.
You're a third party crapping up this building. You crap up this studio. You are a hypocrite.
Those areas are my work areas. My
Yeah, but
car
This is
I have to
my
live in
work
that.
area. This is my work area, and you crap this area up.
And you represent our entire show, as we have discussed, being that your office is the most prominent one next to the lunchroom, and everyone sees it, and you represent our show. And you share an office with Jason and Shelley.
And I don't leave anything on their desk.
Oh, you
crap
have
it-
continually
but you
left stuff
crap
on my desk.
You crap the area up. Come on. You crap up the
And
parking
it does
lot.
spill over. It does spill over to other people's areas.
I crap up my own little domain.
You are
You're a squatter.
full of crap,
You
is what
really
you are.
are.
You really are. You're full of
Spewing
crap.
out your eyeballs.
You know, don't try and BS me, okay? It's clanging right off me, pal. Nothing's getting in. None of it.
You don't leave
Nice
the shopping
try.
cart out in the parking lot.
I do.
And you know what I do when I'm out in the parking lot and I'm waiting for somebody who's about to pull out? I roll down my window and I say, "Leave the cart there. I'll take it back in because I'm going to need one."
Yeah.
I mean, that's the genius thing to do, and that way nobody's car gets further crapified if the cart hits it. And I've got my own little cart that I need.
That's pretty good.
Break a tail
okay.
lens. All you've got is like reflectors and candles on your car.
Well, I did have to adjust the wick on the driving lamp.
I gotta go.
Bye, Beth.
Bye, guys.
The DNC! Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw will be right back.
This is the KGB.
Hi, this is Jack, founder of Jack in the Box. Let's go to Paul Schultz on line 7.
Jack, you seem like a reasonable guy.
What do you need?
Okay, well, I really want your new 99-cent big cheeseburger.
Good choice. It's got a big patty and 2 types of melting cheese, all for just 99 cents.
But I only have 63 cents.
Well, dig up some change from your sofa.
Okay, let me check. Hey, found a quarter
You're on your way to a 99-cent big cheeseburger.
and a dime.
That sofa's a gold mine. You're up to 98 cents.
Oh, come on, Jack, cut me a break.
Hey, I'm already giving you a great cheeseburger with all that meat and cheese for next to nothing.
Well, the stupid sofa's all cashed out. Now what do I do?
Check your pockets.
Can't.
Why not?
'Cause you big silly, I'm not wearing pants.
Can I please get a screener?
Hey, where'd this nickel come from?
Don't really need to know. And now here's Vanessa De La Torre, a real-life crew member from Arlington, Texas.
Stop into Jack in the Box for Jack's new 99-cent big cheeseburger. It's loaded with meat and cheese for just 99 cents plus tax. Start searching those sofas.
1015 KGB, the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw Show. It's Boyer here on Saturday morning. How are you? What kind of a shopper are you? Listen in and decide for yourself. It's the best of DSC. This is the KGB.
Get a quick email here. 888, or no, that would be my phone number.
Right.
DSC at 101kgb.com is our email here. Dave, my favorite conversation of the day is when I go to the deli counter to buy some lunch meat, and after I receive what I ordered, the person behind the counter begins with a sales pitch trying to pimp the stale provolone or whatever gunk ain't selling that day. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I do know what kind of food I want. If I wanted provolone cheese, I think I know how to ask for it. By the way, what's up with Shelley and the money thing? That's just damn annoying. No wonder the horse kicked her.
I didn't give the horse any money.
No wonder the horse kicked her, but we love her. Your pal Bootsy. P.S. Like the way I did the old chainsaw rip and then praise routine?
Beautiful, Bootsy.
Nicely done, Bootsy.
I get a royalty.
No wonder the horse kicked her.
She knows her show history.
I guess.
I don't believe Bootsy is a lady.
Bootsy is a fella.
I believe so.
Okay.
We've had this conversation before. Bootsy is named after some musician.
Bootsy Collins?
Xylophone player or a clarinetist or something. I don't know. Something I didn't know and I was dumb about.
I get Bootsy confused with Poofy, who also writes to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bootsy. I think Bootsy's a Canuck.
Really?
Yeah, I think Bootsy listens online up in
oh, really?
the Great Northwest Passage or something. I don't know.
Well, they don't even use money up there. No wonder he doesn't understand.
Canada, it's like a whole nother country or something.
I know.
They got the euro up there? I don't know.
Yeah, I think they did. Not working out that well.
888-570-1015 is Direct Connect here at the KGB. We always hate to say this, but we have someone on the phone who agrees with Chris Boyer.
Oh, no!
Is this back to the grocery store rage, John?
Well, mint a coin.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Yes, it is. Sorry to say it, Dave, but I do agree with Boyer. I don't agree on that it's not neat when you stuff the stuff all between the shelves where it doesn't go, but it's just inconsiderate and lazy ass to not go back and put it back where you got it, or you should just give it to the checker and say, here, sorry, I didn't want this at the time, and can you put this back for me? But it's only going to take, 20 seconds of your time to go back and put it back where you got it?
But if you do that, you are interrupting the flow of the grocery store. If you go back the other way, there is too.
Oh, come on,
There is too.
Oh, there's no direction that you have to go. You can crisscross. You can be like a salmon.
You're the people who make the flow all screwed up.
No.
Well,
go ahead, Dave.
I don't work at the grocery store. I am the customer.
Right.
If I'm at a restaurant and I order something and I don't care for it, or it isn't done the way I like, or I change my mind, or let's say I just don't eat it at all,
right?
I don't walk it back to the kitchen.
Right.
But it goes back to the kitchen the same way it came out.
True.
With the wait staff.
That's oranges and apples.
If you don't like it, you don't just scrape it on the floor.
Well, who stocks the shelves?
Well, scraping it on the floor creates a mess that someone has to clean up.
So does leaving a ham hock in the produce aisle.
But that happens. It is an undeniable practice of the store. They're constantly going through the grocery store, rearranging, restocking. I mean, if nobody ever misplaced a single item, whether on purpose or on accident, people still have to go up and down the aisles every day and pull the product forward.
What do you think Lee Dunn does for a living?
I mean, I forget the word was. I forget there's a word for it. It's not recycling or something like that.
Merchandising.
Well, when say if you got like 20 boxes of macaroni and cheese on the shelf. Well, if you pull one off,
you rotate the stock.
Rotating, that's what it's called. Rotating the stock, exactly. If you pull one off, you pull one off, you pull one. Eventually, now it's 10 deep. There's a big hole. You got to reach in.
You can't see it, right?
People are hired to go in there and continuously rotate the stock and pull it to the front of the shelf. Pull it to the front of the shelf. Pull it to the front of the shelf.
And not just the grocery store employees.
It has to happen all the time.
Davey, have you left items randomly?
Many times.
Then you have no right to bitch about my desk. You're a hypocrite if you do. You're a hypocrite if you say, your car's a mess, boy, or you're just throwing things willy-nilly.
But there's not someone who goes around and restocks your desk.
It's irrelevant.
No, it isn't.
Why am I a hypocrite for saying you're a slob?
You are a slob.
Because you're doing the same thing.
No, he's not.
You're leaving things in the store in the wrong aisle.
But it's not his job to keep things merchandised correctly.
It's not your store.
And it's not even just the employees of the store. There are people who come in and do the pantyhose, the light bulbs.
They're called rack jobbers.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Thank you, you douchebag.
Oh, God. Gee, man.
Guys,
now we're...
Well, I mean, come on.
All right, come on.
There are other people who come in the store, and that's their job to do that.
Why do you feel like you work at the grocery store?
If I go to a grocery store and I need a cough syrup, whatever, and, they're out of it, well, no, we actually have 4 because some asshole came in and left 4 over by the...
I concur with Boyer on that. I don't believe in the practice of abandoning materials around the place. It's kind of lazy.
You know, it's like
what about the mom shopping with 3 kids and they're grabbing stuff off and she's like, no, we don't want that.
Give it to the checker.
And I'll agree with that. But I still don't think there's anything wrong with putting it right there.
There is something wrong with it because it doesn't make it accessible for the guy who wants to buy the last one.
And it creates more work for the
It's going to get back there just as quickly.
That's right.
It's going to get put back whether you give it to the checker or whether you leave it someplace abandoned in the store. It's a constant busy bee section of people moving things around there.
I've even bought things that have been abandoned.
I mean,
look, I need a cough syrup.
Your whole point that you've based it on now is that it makes the product unavailable to someone who needs it. Well, it's unavailable whether it's at the checker's stand or whether it's someplace it's not supposed to be. It's still unavailable. Neither one makes it available to the customer.
When it's unavailable because it's misfiled,
it's going to get refiled.
Well, it's like being
just like it's going to get refiled from the checker. Either way, it's going to get refiled. But for you, now remember, this is your big problem here. Okay? Your big problem is you went to look for cough syrup, and there isn't any because someone grabbed all of them and hid them through the grocery store.
And left them in the meat section.
Instead of giving them to the checker. Either way, it's not available to you. So there's no difference.
What if someone...
There's no difference.
Sure there is. Because
there's no difference.
If you take it up to the checker's going to give it to a bag boy, and it's going to get...
Eventually.
It goes... First of all, it goes into a shopping cart.
It's going to be more efficient.
It goes into a shopping cart, and they wait until the end of the day, and then they'll put it back up. When you try on clothing...
It might not be found.
Do you go back and put it back on the rack? No, you leave it in the dressing room. Because it's somebody's job to put it back.
It's only somebody's job because they're inconsiderate shoppers.
I agree with that.
Are you serious? You would try on clothing and then put it back on the rack if you don't want to buy it?
I bring it back to the person so that they can restock it.
Or you leave it in the dressing room because that's the practice.
No, you don't abandon it in there.
Yes, you do.
I wouldn't do that.
That's the practice.
No,
Have
you
ever
don't.
shopped at all?
No, wait a minute. Wait, hold on, guys. Hold on. There's a distinct difference between just putting it someplace because you're lazy. I'm not denying that.
Right.
I don't feel like walking across the store to put back a thing of Q-tips.
Disturbing the flow of traffic.
But your big thing was it makes it unavailable to the consumer. It's unavailable whether you do it your way or you do it my way. There is no difference.
Having it unavailable is only one of the issues.
No, Chris. You made it quite clear that your big bitch was you went in for cough syrup and someone took all 4 and put them all throughout the store. Now, whether they dropped them at the checker or they hid them throughout the store, they're still unavailable.
It's only one argument.
The one you made.
Well, I'll give you another one.
It's the first one you made. It was your biggest problem.
You mean since that one didn't work, you're going to try another one?
You're going to refight it now because you lost?
No.
Why don't you appeal? Come back in about 4 weeks, and I'll clear my docket, and we'll have it all over again.
Tell you there are numerous issues. There are myriad issues.
You lost this one.
Another one is...
You lost this one.
What happens to somebody who picks up a chub of ground beef? Oh, yeah, I need that. And then they wind up, I really don't need this, and they put it in the bread section. It
well,
stays
how many
out
times do you really see that happen?
I have seen refrigerated, perishable items
You're pointing
in
at me.
non-refrigerated areas.
You know what? Stop shopping.
Really?
It's too
hard for you.
It's too troubling for you.
And when it's restocked, that damaged item is going to be unknowingly purchased.
Are you shopping at a store that would do that?
If you ever worked in a grocery store, I am amazed. For a guy I know has never worked in a grocery store before.
Yeah, I've never worked in a grocery store.
I am amazed at your full, complete knowledge of how a grocery store works. For a guy who's never worked in one.
It's pretty simple.
No, it is not. If someone finds frozen foods or refrigerated foods in an unrefrigerated section, there's probably a policy that says that does not go back in the refrigerator.
There's probably not a policy.
There probably is because there was one at the one I worked at.
Oh, well, okay.
You don't know what you're talking about once again, and you are wasting airtime, man. You don't know what you're talking about.
I have not worked at a grocery store. That is true.
And yet you sit here and tell me how a grocery store works.
I'm telling you what are the...
It's what you guess.
Issues. I'll tell you what's wrong with it. I'm telling you what's wrong with the shoppers who go there. And these are things that I have witnessed, I have observed. When you go to a library, if you get a book and you go, you know what, I'm not interested in this. Don't refile it. Don't leave it random, willy-nilly. Take it up to the librarian. I don't want this. That's okay that you don't want it.
It's okay to leave it on the table.
She will refile it, she or he.
That's how libraries and grocery stores work. There are people who are hired whose job is to make sure the stuff gets moved around and put in its right place.
But don't put a biology book back in the history section.
I agree with that.
Then
that's a little bit different. I agree with that. I mean, it's not hard to see a box of tissues in the cereal section. It kind of stands out to the trained grocer. Okay? But a book is a book is a book. You hide it someplace in some different section and may be lost for weeks, months at a time.
Yes, that's true.
Well, thank you for that comparison.
But regardless, it is still wrong. It's lazy.
I didn't deny that.
It is the degradation of societal values.
Boyer, what's the opposite of lazy?
I would say energetic.
And do you think you're energetic?
Responsible?
Industrious. Probably.
Industrious?
Yeah.
I just have to laugh at you.
This is something that happens occasionally.
Uh-huh.
It's not like there's this great rash of people running around with groceries,
putting them on different aisles,
carelessly hiding them in different aisles. And you're making out like it's the big problem in San Diego right now.
Nay, San Diego, the world,
Well,
David. President Bush is having a cabinet meeting right now.
Dave, you spent 24 minutes on shopping and your own problems with the.
Yeah.
So, I contend that I see more random and willy-nilly placed items than I do getting behind the.
How much do you
guy
spend
who
on
complains
groceries
at
a
the
week?
grocery.
How much do you spend on groceries a week?
I don't know, $50, $100, $75, whatever.
How many times do you go in a week?
About a week, once a week.
Once a week? I contend you're an amateur. If you're going every other day, then talk to me.
There's Bruce on the KGB. What's up there, Bruce? Bruce!
Hey. Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I've been working in the grocery industry for quite a number of years now, and in other retail, as well as that. While I wouldn't go so far as to say it's the degradation of societal values,
Yeah.
although, boy, am I going to thump my chest when I get to work this morning and tell those customers, don't put the cough drops back where the lettuce goes.
Thank you.
And it's not.
Well, Bruce, those are your customers. They aren't your employees. They don't work there.
Right. And you know what? It is a competitive market, and if you don't want to do that service for me, I can easily shop somewhere else.
Yeah, and why don't you put up a sign that says, we don't appreciate customers who don't put things back where they belong.
I'd like to.
And we'll all find a place
somewhere else.
Yeah, we'll all find a different place to shop because, you know what? We're the customer. We don't work there. It is not our responsibility to make sure that things are on the shelves neat and orderly in the right place.
What we actually do for you is provide your salary.
Yeah.
By shopping there.
Imagine that.
But not by dumping trash on the floor.
We're not dumping trash on the floor. That never even came into it. What are you talking about?
Get an Olympic gold medal for the broad jump to that one.
Well, David, if you want to go ahead and shop at a place where people just throw crap around...
And
I
how
don't,
big
Chris.
Of a problem is
I don't.
This? My God, this might happen. I mean, in the 3 stores that I frequent, Trader
I
Joe's,
know.
Ralph's, and Whole Foods,
Does it happen once a month?
I might have seen it once a month,
Yeah.
maybe, and I'm in
Where do
probably
you
every
shop?
other day.
You must shop like in a real dump.
I shop at various locations.
Well, they
and I
must
see
all
it-
be dumps
It
because
must be.
I don't see this stuff.
I see
it
it
occasionally.
At least once a week.
So every time you go into a grocery
Yes.
store, you see this happen.
Yeah, there's something that's in a completely
That's out of it.
wrong
You
area.
really should just mail order food.
Yeah, you're shopping
You
in a
should eat
dump.
out more because it's too much of a hassle for you. It bothers you too much, and for the amount of time and money that you're spending, you are really being unserved.
Darren, you're on the KGB. What's up, bud?
I work at the Costco in Vista, and the amount of perishable food that is thrown away because of lazy people is atrocious. And I completely agree with Boyer.
Thank you.
Well, I don't disagree with that. I think I really don't like that at all. When you take perishable foods and
Right.
leave them uncooled, I don't do that either. That's just wasteful.
Right.
But if you think that's atrocious sometime, Darren, check out the dumpster behind a restaurant sometime.
I don't
yeah,
know
but
the dumpster.
But that's
Because
part
they
of
throw
doing
away
business
food in
that
this
isn't gonna
country all
change.
over the place
Right.
due to all sorts of different things.
But that's something that's not going to change in the restaurant business. It could change in the grocery store business because people could just be more thoughtful, and it would change.
I agree with you on that one. I don't like that at all. When people leave perishables out, I don't do that.
And just real quick, another place I disagreed with you is that if you do leave it with me at the check stand, it is going to go back faster because we clean that more often. We might clean the end of the aisles once a day to where we have to clean the check stand.
Well, maybe that should change if it's
Once
such a
an
big
hour.
problem and you're throwing away so much perishable food. Maybe someone should have a job to patrol the aisles.
That's a good point, but then it's all cost. Where'd you rather have that person?
But how much is it
helping
costing
bag
you?
your
How much is it
groceries?
costing you when you can't sell that food?
Yeah, but it's all a matter of hours. You only have so many hours in a day.
Well, I know, but what about priority? I mean, it's Costco. We know we're going to have ourselves out to the car. We know that there's a certain amount of self-serve there. So if you're losing that much money not being able to sell these perishable goods, maybe you ought to hire somebody who that's their job.
Well,
What's the
I
solution?
think
Hire
you're
somebody.
you're defending laziness that will end up costing you more.
Right. It doesn't have to.
Because the more inconsiderate and lazy the customers are, the more it costs us by hiring someone.
But
to
it doesn't
restock
have to
everything.
be that way. It does not have to be
If
that way.
everyone
Actually,
shopped responsibly.
the company is going to make more money if they can sell these perishable goods that he claims are being left over in the dry goods aisle,
Right.
and being ruined. So I would imagine that if that is true, and I kind of doubt that because I go to Costco a lot and I don't see a lot of hamburger over by the, auto parts. But if that is indeed true, I would think that would be the first thing you would do as a cost-saving measure, because you're not going to be able to sell the $5 worth of hamburger if it's over in the oil department. So wouldn't it make a lot of sense to have someone patrol the aisles for that?
Well, then you'd have to be on it every 5 minutes, because 10 minutes out on the oil counter. If you want to have someone that vigilant where you're looking for meat, 100% of the time, if you're in aisle 1 and it's over in aisle 4 and you're not going to get to aisle 4 for another 5 minutes, I'm not buying that meat, and I wouldn't sell it either.
What does it take any employee who's, they're always in there backing in and out, stocking the shelves, what does it take for any employee to keep an open eye and say, hey, there's some hamburger where it doesn't belong. I think I'll go trot it back to the hamburger department because that's my job.
Well, then you leave that employee with making the decision of whether it's safe to resell that product or not.
That's true.
Here is Phil on the KGB. What's up there, Phil?
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Talk to me, Kanka.
Gotta go with Boyer on this one. I mean, come on. What a confused shopper.
Stan, is
going
that
down
you?
the aisle, reaches for some cough medicine and doesn't look. It's in front. It's pork chops. Goes home. He's got a sick kid at home trying to get the lid off the bottle of pork chops. It's just not going to work.
Come on! Come on! Load a gun, you do. I'm glad we have picked such a relevant, important topic
Priorities, babe.
to take on here this morning here on the KGB. Saving the world once again.
Yeah.
It's Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw with you. All right. I might have something here. Going back for one more.
Oh, all right.
Hey, this is war.
I know. I understand.
Chris.
Dave.
When you shop, do you always put the grocery cart back after you've unloaded it and put it in your car?
I could not swear to an always. I'm sure there have been very infrequent times when I have...
The occasion.
Yes.
How would you differentiate not putting the grocery cart back in its proper place and not putting groceries back that you have decided that you don't want to buy in their proper place? With all the problems and the chaos and the turmoil that creates in your life.
Guess there really isn't much difference, is there?
No.
Because it all adds to the cost of the food, ultimately, when you need more employees to cater to your self-serve shopping.
Do you always put the cart back, Chainsaw?
I do.
Always?
I would say...
You never just occasionally?
I cannot ever remember.
That's good enough right there.
I cannot remember a single occasion where I just left.
You cannot remember one time leaving the cart abandoned in the parking lot?
I don't.
Even if you have a line of people waiting for your parking place? Because if you're the guy...
I don't remember that happening.
You're not aware of your surroundings so that you see whether or not somebody's waiting for your parking place?
You're creating a real 1% theoretical that I don't remember ever occurring. No, I don't. No, I put it back.
And to me, that's my whole reason. I'm slowing things down in the parking lot if I take the time to take this basket.
Sounds like a very elaborate justification.
No, I mean, she's going to use it anyway when she pulls into my place.
Really? Well, I mean, because, what pet peeve of mine is you're pulling into a space that shrinking almost daily. And there's a cart there that you're in danger. Okay, can't use that space without either nicking your car or nicking the cars around you. So I always put them back.
Gosh, I've never had that problem.
I've never met a person like you before in my life.
I'm not militant about it like Boyer, but I just always put them back.
But even if it takes the extra time and slows down everything else in the parking lot...
I've never had it slow anything down in a parking lot.
Maybe my neighborhood's just...
It's not a matter of slowing things down always. Sometimes it's a matter of, all right, I'm done. Leave it there. Done.
No, I contend it is a real courtesy to the next driver.
I understand.
Who wants to take your place.
I'm not that elaborate about it.
Where would you leave it then without causing havoc for another driver?
I put it right up on the little, curb area that stops your car. There's like about...
That whole parking lot is one great big parking lot for my cart.
Yeah.
Anywhere goes.
Well,
and there are areas where you can put the cart where it's not going to endanger your car.
Yeah.
I put it back.
I mean, any Home Depot parking lot, you're going to have to maneuver around those carts because nobody puts them back.
Doesn't make it right.
Well, then I'm a nobody.
Well, I know, but you
It
still
doesn't make it
have
right.
to deal with the cart. I mean, you're going to have to find a parking place, and you might be within maybe a half a foot of a cart. I know that's happened to you. It must have.
Yeah, where I've had to pull in and negotiate the car on either side and a cart.
Or drive
in the spot.
further away to find another one that doesn't have a cart in the way. No, I just put them
Why
back.
wouldn't you just park there and then move the cart out of the way? Take it into the store with you.
Because if you park there, you might not be able to get it out beside your car without scratching.
Where do you park?
Well,
there's always room in my
I've seen that lots of times. I've seen that lots of times where you've had to say, all right, I'm not going to park here because I'll trap that thing in there. Or I've had to pass on parking spots because I was afraid an uncorralled cart might get loose or someone would kick it and it hit the car, things like that. But I'm a cart abandoner, so I can't bitch about it.
And that'll happen 100 times more than taking the 30 seconds to put the cart away to have someone wait for you. I mean, I just see that happens just so chronically.
It happens a lot, and I am a classic cart abandoner. But once again, my feeling on this is, I don't work here.
Mm-hmm.
I come here. I pay to come here.
Well, you're paying extra to
how do you
for
know
the help.
that?
Well, I mean, it's a matter of store efficiency.
Yeah,
and you know
but
what? There are
it
so few
provides
of me out
jobs.
there.
Come on, you're going to take somebody's job away from them.
There are
Typical
so
Democrat.
few of me out there that it won't matter to that, but I'm just the type that puts that stuff back.
I still contend it's a courtesy for the people who are waiting in line for your parking place.
You know what's a courtesy? Walking a little bit faster. Having an organized
Yeah, I'm a
list.
hustle. I hustle. I get in there
Well,
and out.
so do I.
Having your,
I don't love going to the grocery store.
Having your check made out before you get to the...
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Have all the numbers on your checks when you're in line in the bank.
No, I totally agree with
Yeah,
that.
have 'em all
And I do
signed.
that.
Sure.
But I, in the interest of efficiency, I leave the cart right where the car is because the next guy who's in there is going to take it and use it, just like I do when I pull in.
Michelle, and you're on the KGB. What's up? Hello?
Michelle?
Hi, Michelle, what's going on?
No, this is Micheline.
Of course it is.
Okay, this is so irritating for me because I work at a grocery store. I have been there for 11 years, and at my particular store, we could get up to 12 full baskets of what we call go-backs because people put these all around the store a day.
Mhm.
So we have to hire all these extra people to do this all day.
Mhm.
And sometimes when we slow down, we'll have the baggers go and help them because there's so many products all over the store because people are inconsiderate and they just leave it. And there is plenty of shrimp. There is plenty of milk that's over in the toilet paper. There is plenty of meat. And it's like a constant. It's constant. And then the customer has to pay higher groceries because we have to hire more people to constantly do this all the time. And it's really irritating.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a fact of your business.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately, people are inconsiderate.
But
well,
that's, I mean,
but
that's
they
just
are
a
your
huge-
inconsiderate customers who pay your inconsiderate salary.
Well,
Yes,
I mean,
and I
does
totally
that excuse
appreciate that
the
they do that.
inconsideracy? Does that give you license to be inconsiderate as a customer? I don't believe so.
I don't call it inconsideration. It's a part of the convenience of shopping in a store where everything is all there and where you have people who can wait on you.
Okay, have you ever been up at the counter ready to go and you have a big order and then, you know what, there's no bagger there and so the cashier has to come around and bag and you're still waiting and you're still waiting and
You
it's
know what?
because
I'll
there's
help you
people out.
No, I'll help you bag. If you're in a tight spot, I have no qualms helping you bag because you know what? It's probably going to be done better if I do it.
Yeah, you know what, hardly anybody helps bag. They will stand there and watch me bag if they have 2 carts full of groceries and hardly anybody will ever help
But
ever
isn't
bag.
that your job, though, to bag?
That is their job, and I totally appreciate everybody's business, but I'm just saying it would be more efficient if people could put stuff back and, you know, we wouldn't have all those extra people out on the floor and things could move faster.
You know what?
and-
It would be a lot more efficient, too, if the customers would just show up when the big truck arrives and that
Right.
they could take
And
the
you don't even
groceries
have to
off
put
the
it on the
truck and
shelf.
put it on the shelves for you.
We could put our own price tags on.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'd like that.
And, you know, it might be easier if you'd be able to go to work without having to drag that big cross on your back every day, you know, and then nailing the holes in your hands. Owie.
Okay,
Good
okay.
God.
Get off
Give
the
a break,
cross.
Micheline.
Somebody needs the
You
wood.
might want to find a different brand of work if it's that bad. Come on.
No, it's not that bad. I'm just saying it would be more efficient. That's all.
Well,
I
you
mean,
know what?
It's just so many products because you guys are saying like, oh, there's probably not that many items, but you know what? There is a lot of items. It's
So
not just
what?
a few a day, but there is
It's
a lot.
waste. It is waste that
Then
ends up
hire-
costing
What
us
is
money.
what is waste?
The waste,
labor.
the inefficiency cause waste of food if it's perishable.
No
away.
one disagrees with that.
Okay.
I haven't heard anybody defending leaving perishables out. I am against that. Shelley's against that. Boy, we
And
all
it's a waste of leaving
agree with
of
that.
non-perishable items. It's a waste to have to hire someone to put that back and translate into higher prices on the food for the customer. It's just.
But I do have one more point.
We're
Wait a
stepping on our own
minute.
toes.
Wait a minute.
What?
I shop at a Vons occasionally. I wish I could shop there more. It's just not that close to me, but it's over on Midway, Sports Arena area. And they have just spent, must have been hundreds of thousands of dollars to facelift their store. They've rearranged things. They got new counters in. They got new shelving in. They got new flooring in. And they did that because they want me, the customer, to like the way things look better.
They're also a member of a union.
Mm-hmm.
And that automatically translates into higher wages, which automatically translates into higher grocery bills.
So you do what you can.
And you know what?
You do what you can
I
by
don't
being more
mind.
efficient.
What do you mean you do what you can?
As a customer, you do what you can to create more efficiency. And you know
I
what?
don't work there. It's
Well-
not my job.
I'm the one supporting
I mean,
the
there's
union.
a fine line. You guys are there's a fine line between self-serve shopping and personal shoppers. You're asking the store to become your personal shopper.
No,
on
I'm
those.
not. I'm just asking them to do their job, and that this Vons, they happily do it,
And you're
they
creating
do it
more
with a
work
good
for them
attitude.
because of your
you know
personal
what? They're
inefficiency.
happy to do it. They are happy to do it. They are the nicest people at that Vons. They're so sweet. They help you with things. They have a lady who's roaming the aisles now because they've kind of figured out that service is what they're all about. And she'll ask you, "Are you finding everything okay?" I mean, this is
Oh, I
something
love that.
It's great. They just started doing it a couple of months ago, but I couldn't be happier. I will go out of my way to shop there
And
now.
then you know what else, Shell? if you say yes, they'll take you
Yes!
over there.
They don't just
'Cause
point.
I'll go,
"Oh, it's over there."
Well, it was just over there and I didn't see it. Well, come with me.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And you know what? Damn the prices. I'm happy to pay it. If you guys don't want to shop at places like that, then go to discount warehouses.
You know, and the lady on the phone there said she gets 5 carts full of go-backs a day.
She said 12.
Okay, 12. I don't know how long it would take a clerk to walk 12 cartfuls around a day, but I imagine it would take, maybe an hour or two, something like that. What's that going to translate to on my grocery bill?
Pennies.
Pennies. It's a fraction. It's a fraction of a penny. It's insignificant.
Just like the upgrade at the Vons, I haven't noticed the prices being any higher. They still take my coupons. If it's a penny higher, I don't care. I like the way it looks. I like the service. I like because you know what? I'm the customer, and they realize that. They're helping me shop. They've made the store look great. They've merchandised it well. The lighting's nice. The floor's nice and new and clean. I love that. Maybe we're just different types of shoppers.
And another thing that I wonder about, too, is, you can be a member of any store. You can be a member of Ralph's. You can be a member of Vons. You can be a member of both Ralph's and Vons. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You can be a member of all of them. How can they afford to give me $1 off just because I'm carrying around a thing on my keychain?
Maybe they mark things up, David.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Where's that magic dollar coming from? I mean, if we're talking about pennies for people having to do go-backs, how come I can get like $4 off on a bottle of wine? One item.
Right.
$4 I just saved because I'm carrying around a keychain. Now, you tell me where the margin on the money is there.
That is their business.
Well, I mean, come on.
I know.
It entices you to go back to Vons each time rather than going to Ralph's or so. It's because if you have that little tag on your keychain, you say, if I have the choice to go to Ralph's or Albertsons or wherever.
But you can have them all.
But
you can have them all.
Sure you can.
As do I.
Sure
you can have them all.
But
it's not an exclusive membership.
Of course, but I would imagine that if you did studies and breakouts and the percentages of people, most people would have maybe 1, even 2. But maybe just 1, and they would be more likely. They would figure, all right, in the long run, because they've done the math.
But if you shop
That's why they do it.
But if you shop at Albertsons, you can save $4 on a bottle of wine.
Sure.
And you don't need a card. Just
That's
by
why
being
I
in
shop
there.
there.
Just by being in there.
Well, then.
So where's the $4 coming from all of a sudden? If we're worried about saving pennies here by putting all our groceries back and making sure the carts are pulled back, hey, I don't have to do anything, and I just save $4 on a bottle of wine. Don't whine to me about 12 cartloads of stuff that people didn't put back so I can save 1/10 of a cent on a roll of toilet paper.
It's all marketing. They've done the math that they get more people in the store to buy food for their gross overhead.
Just as they might get more people in the store if they actually offer the service of, hey, you put the potato chips back with the cough syrup, I'll take care of that for you. Because that's where I'm going to shop.
Wilma, you're on the KGB. What's up, girl?
Oh, you know what I wanted to say? It just saddened me when that girl, Michelle or Micheline, cried about her job. You know, that's what we're there for. We're there to serve you, the customer.
That's right.
And we do know that you have other choices. I work for Albertsons in Carmel Mountain Ranch. It's one of the cleanest stores there. We, as the department heads, we walk around the store, we see an item that doesn't belong on the shelf, we take it to the front, and then the bagger will put it away. It is just as easy as that. It's part of being a team player.
Right.
We don't mind doing that. You're the customer. We're there to serve you.
That is lost on a lot of people, though, who work in stores. You know that, Wilma?
Yeah, I see it, but it saddens me. I've been in the industry for almost 12 years, and that, you know what, that is a really bad attitude, and that just drives customers away.
That's right.
We want to keep the customers.
And you know what? I also don't like to shop at the stores where the checkout clerk is more concerned with what the next checkout clerk is doing
Oh, they do it
than
all
with
the
my
time.
groceries.
They do that all the time.
It's like 4 minutes of my life while you're checking me out. Can you just pay a little attention to me?
Now, wait a minute. You
You're
just
right.
said you shopped at a place where you can check yourself out. You have no clerk to pay attention to
At
you
Ralph's,
there.
when you have
Absolutely.
a smaller order. Yeah.
Right.
And yet you now
absolutely.
expect
So-
attention from the clerk, but you're willing
Sure,
to shop
absolutely I do. When I'm
at the
paying
clerk
$200 for my bag of groceries, yes, I expect a little bit of attention.
It's a politeness issue.
Right.
And we've all been there when we've been checking out, and the checker is having a conversation with someone else and hasn't even said hello to you, hasn't even looked at you, and then just take your money and give it back to you, and maybe you get a thanks? That's just rude.
What is rude? I hate that.
Well, I just wanted to agree with you guys because you're right. You have a choice of where to go.
Who'd you agree with? We all disagree.
I gotta go.
Wilma, what are you talking about? Saving the world.
Yeah.
Through our discussions on the radio.
One grocery store at a time.
And may I be the first to say, you're welcome.
Attention all units. Attention all units. Remain on radio alert. There is grave danger.
Warning, this is a DSC zone.
Remain on radio alert.
It's coming right for us!
Dave Shelley and Chainsaw.
The DSC.
There's no reasonable cause for alarm.
The DSC! KGB.
1015 KGB FM San Diego, the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw Show. It's Boyer here till noon, playing back the good stuff. And if you enjoy our show, we hope you do, you can catch it Monday through Friday at night as well, from 7 to 10, as Abramowitz comes in and hangs out, playing back some of the good stuff from the morning show. Plus, you'll hear Shelley's news and the Dean of American Sportscasters, Cookie Randolph, with sports. It's the best of the morning show at night on San Diego's world-class rock from 7 to 10 on the 1015 KGB. Well, this past Thursday was rain-free yet again. Another Dave's Free Thursday Golf and another Dave's Free Thursday Golf bet. Abramowitz and Dave on the phone. This is the best of DSC on the KGB.
Playing down that big old fairway. Don't want no hackers to get in my way.
Where are we going today? Heading out to Madeiras, I believe.
We got big Nassau golden, we will fall dry.
God bless the Fun Bike Center for bringing you Dave's Free Thursday Golf.
It's sunny on a rainy day. It can even be snowing and we're still gonna play. We're gonna tee it till we just can't see it no more.
Here we sit in the Clear Channel World Domination headquarters.
From the first drink to the last drink.
And from our perch on a cliff high above Mission Valley, I see blue skies out there.
Cause my golf magazine's got a coupon inside. I'm all gonna try another swing today. I love to play. We love it.
Hey, Bromo.
Yeah.
Of all the golf courses we go to, every once in a while we run into a golf course, we run into a guy, a head dude out there who really knows how to play ball.
Right.
Can you name one such guy?
Phil Lopez.
Phil Lopez knows how to play ball.
Definitely.
We have gone out to Madeiras and been very, very sternly greeted by Mr. Lopez, who was very disappointed and very upset that we haven't been coming out enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Now, aside from Madeiras being a heartbreaker of a golf course, we are really looking forward to our day out in Poway today. Madeiras, by the way, is just weeks away from opening up their shiny, brand new clubhouse.
Cool.
Which will make it that much more exotic of a golf getaway. And I was thinking we ought to have some sort of a wager today, don't we?
Hey! A wager.
I got an idea.
What?
Yeah, I got a bet.
What?
What will you just, I mean, will you be a sport? Will you not just flatly deny it and say no way?
Let's hear it.
Will you consider it?
I'll consider.
You'll consider it.
Yeah.
That means when I say it, you don't automatically go, no way, no way. I believe that I shall beat you today by a margin to be determined. And when that happens, you should be required to stand for a picture naked next to your father.
No.
Come on! That's a great idea!
Now, your dad doesn't have to get naked.
No.
Only you do.
Although America would clamor to see that.
No, I'm not standing naked next to my dad.
Yeah.
No
Come on, you've done
way.
it before. He's seen you naked.
Hundreds
Come on.
of times.
No way. Oh, what do you think? I'm nuts? I'm going to stand naked to my dad? Next to him naked? Right next to him naked as he's standing there. Dave, what do you think you're doing? What do you think? I'm nuts?
You want to take that one question at a time? We can go over that.
Don't you think you're going to win?
No. Darius is a...
Oh, what happened to his confidence?
Well, that's why I'm willing to offer a margin of
40 strokes.
no
40.
10.
I get 40.
10.
I get 40.
10.
40.
10.
I get 35. I get 35, no less. That course
10.
beats me up like that. You wouldn't believe it beats me up.
How do you think I play out there?
Oh, you played fine. You shot 81 once out there, didn't you?
Oh, I cheated so much. There was so much
You don't
cheating
cheat.
going
You
on.
keep score the right way.
I
30.
cheat all the time.
30.
10.
30's max.
10.
30 max.
Listen, when I was in college,
Right.
it's somewhat of a well-known story.
Mm-hmm.
In the basement of the Moon, little bar downtown Macomb, Illinois.
Oh, yeah.
What was it called?
The Moon.
Oh, cool.
It was either that or the Gin Mill. I forget which one. We were playing air guitar to REO Speedwagon's Roll with the Changes, one of the all-time great air guitar
Sure.
songs. And, of
Oh,
course,
yeah.
it finishes with a great ending, and we leapt off our chairs, and I fell down and I broke my hand.
Oh.
Never played guitar again, did you?
I never played air guitar
Yeah,
again.
oh, well.
Was Mark Madison there?
Madison might have been there.
I played basketball with Mark yesterday. We
He's
had
a good
nice
dude.
run. He's a great guy.
He's a good dude. Does he have a family and kids?
Yes, he does. He
We
has a
always
son.
thought he was gay. Anyway, broke my hand.
Ow.
And the Western Illinois University Health Department is somewhat less than your...
Mayo Clinic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not exactly your Center for Disease Control. I was treated by a lesbian doctor with a mustache who was treating me for a concussion when I had a broken hand.
Did you check your prostate?
How'd you break your hand?
It was never set.
Oh.
It was never properly
Oh,
treated.
that's wrong.
To this day, when the humidity is high,
Yeah.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
a la rain,
Right.
I get extraordinary pain
Ow.
in my... It's my right hand.
Yeah.
My
So
right
you're
hand.
at a disadvantage with this rainy...
Significant. I should
Yeah.
get strokes.
Probably
No
should.
way. Are you nuts? Last time I gave you strokes, you clobbered me.
It was a lucky day.
I have a broken finger still yet to be fixed, but I go out and play every Thursday.
Yeah, big deal, a broken finger. I've got a whole broken hand.
Yeah.
You've got 9 other fingers to play with.
You've shot 77 with your broken hand / broken hand.
It was a beautiful, clear, crisp day. There was no humidity in the air. Have you ever, do you think I'm making this up? When humidity is high, people who have suffered catastrophic injuries like I have,
Yeah.
have lingering effects.
You know what it is? It's because I've broken my wrists before, both of them, and it's a deep, bone-deep throbbing.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it's so distracting. You lose your concentration. You're trying to drive the ball. You can't do it because you're thinking, "Oh, my hand! Oh, my
Abramowitz,
hand,
I know
my
you don't.
hand."
I know you don't believe me, but I suffered an avulsion fracture of the triquetrum. Now I couldn't make that up.
Wow.
I couldn't make that up.
An avulsion is
An avulsion fracture. Do you know what an avulsion fracture is?
Avulsion is like a big rip, isn't it?
The bone is literally, it's not cracked. It's not cracked by a blow. It's ripped apart by force.
Oh, God.
It's
Splintered.
It's pulled apart by
Right,
force.
Right.
So I think I should get strokes.
I don't think so. No, I gave you that stroke route before I got clobbered.
Well, let's just play even up then.
No, you give me 25. No more, 25. 25 at least.
Make it fair.
25.
What?
You give me 25 for a change.
How about 5?
That's totally fair. 5?
Five.
No way.
5.
25.
5.
Look, what have you been averaging lately on the golf course?
Not too good.
Not too good. You've been averaging around 88 or so. What have I been averaging? Around 110.
100.
I've been averaging around 112.
Nah, I don't think so.
109 was my last score.
I'll give you
109.
6. I'll give you 6.
No, 25.
6.
25.
6.
Look, you had 88. I had 109. 20.
Huh?
20. You give me 20.
I don't think that's fair.
Do the math, it's fair. You had 88, I had 109.
I'm not going to have an 88 with a broken hand.
Okay, all right.
Bad humidity, yeah.
What?
17.
17?
I get 17 strokes. And that's plenty. You should give me at least 30, but I'll do 17. What?
I wish you understood the pain. The pain that radiates through my arm. It's like a whole arm has been hurt.
What about the pain in my finger, my broken finger?
It's one finger.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to have surgery on it, but I still play every Thursday because
I was supposed to have surgery on my hand. I never did.
Well, how long
throbbing
ago
goes up to your elbow, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
How long ago did this hand thing happen?
When I was in college. It's gotten significantly worse. I mean, over the years, it's just gotten worse and worse and worse from neglect. How long ago did you break your finger?
Back in April.
Oh, I broke my hand like 20 years ago. 20 years of neglect, abuse, pain. How about 7 strokes?
How about 12?
Okay, deal. And you'll pose naked next to your dad.
No, I'm not going to pose naked next to my dad. No way.
That's the bet.
That's not the bet.
Yeah, we just heard you take it.
What kind of moron do you think would take a bet to stand naked next to his dad?
You?
Don't know what's going on.
You took it.
I'm not standing naked next to my dad. Are you nuts?
We said the bet, and then you started negotiating on strokes.
So if you lose, you'll stand naked next to my dad.
Oh, you have to come up with your own bet.
Oh, no. I'm not standing naked next to my dad. No way.
I'll give you till the end of the show to come up with a bet.
No. I can't stand naked next to my dad. I can't.
Sure you can.
I can't.
You can.
It's impossible.
Your dad can stand there with a guitar, whatever, I don't care, and you just pose naked next to him.
Right. Right.
That's the
it's a
bet.
What? No, where's it going to be done at?
Huh?
Where's it going to be done at?
I don't care. It can be in private as long as we just take one picture.
In private? Who's taking the picture?
I don't care.
You think my dad will come down here for that? No
Yes.
way.
Yes.
My dad wouldn't come down here for that.
The next time your dad's in town, and I'll make sure that's worth his while.
What does that mean, worth his while?
I'll make sure it's worth his while.
You going to give him a Roy Cup record?
Don't worry about it, okay?
You don't know how to get a hold of my dad. You never can get a hold of my dad. He's busy. He's always out getting coffee.
Don't worry about it. I'll get a hold of your dad.
What?
I will get a hold of your dad.
Hey, what are you going to say? Hey, Wayne, we want you to stand naked next to your naked...
He doesn't have to be naked. Only you do.
We want you to stand next to your naked son.
For a photograph, you pose naked next to your father.
What am I supposed to do? Put my arm around his shoulder and look happy?
I don't care what.
That'd be really
That's
good.
gay, dude. That's gay.
You came up with it, not me.
I didn't come up. You came up with it.
Well, getting all handsy with him was your idea.
No, but I was trying to be funny. Hey, Dad, go ahead and drink that cup of coffee while I'm sitting next to you and standing next to you naked. Naked! Naked! Next to my dad? What kind of a nut do you think I am to take that bet?
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Shut up. I didn't take a bet. We just talked about strokes.
Grouchy today.
No, wait a minute. We brought up the bet, and then you started negotiating strokes.
I did, right.
Okay, so that means you accept the bet.
No.
You said 12.
We agreed to 12, but
That was the bet.
That was the strokes for the
I really
bet.
think it should be 7.
no way would it be 7. I'm not even going even lower than 10. I'll do 10.
All right, 10.
Wait a minute. I didn't agree to any bet standing next to my dad. Crap! You kidding me? Hey, Dad, well, close your eyes and be standing naked next to you for a couple seconds. Well, some kook takes a picture of me. Dave, no, come on, I didn't take this naked bet. I didn't take it. Hello? Crap!
Oh my God!
Meltdown. Meltdown in aisle 7.
I think we exposed the core.
Wow. He's angry. Starting to think there might be something wrong with him.
Oh!
I'll tell you what. Since you went to 10 strokes, I'll make a concession.
What?
I'll let you wear something. 1 bumper sticker.
We've done this before.
Yeah. Pose next to your father for a picture. You can wear a bumper sticker. I really think it should be 7, though.
No way. I gave you 10 as the final.
Make it 7.
10.
7.
No, I'm not going any lower than 10. You're not going to be doing this trickery thing on me like my elbow hurts. Now it's up to my forehead. 9. 9. 9. 9.
9. All right, 9 it is.
9. No more than 9.
All right, that's fine. What's the matter?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
I just can't believe it.
Hang on, here is Steve on the KGB. Steve, what's going on?
Dave.
What's up?
I just wonder why Bravo takes these stupid bets.
That's a good question. Let me get him on the phone. You can ask him.
Hello?
Hey, Bromo.
What?
Steve's on the line. He's got a question for you.
Yeah, what, Steve?
Bravo, why do you take these dumb bets?
Because I love the attention. I want you to go straight to hell.
Attention, everyone. This is an emergency broadcast. The unpleasant noise you are about to hear coming from your radio is not a mistake.
Get up, San Diego!
Yeah! Turn up the volume on your receiver as high as it can go. Go.
Go, go, go! Dave Shelley and Chainsaw in the morning.
Work it, baby.
Dave Shelley and Chainsaw.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah?
Yes!
Dave Shelley and Chainsaw.
You are the best thing on the radio!
Very shagadelic.
101 KGB.
1015 KGB, it's the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw Show. Yep, KGB race team will be in El Centro tonight. Hitting the dirt. Want to thank Jerry at the folks and the folks there at Body Works by Jerry. They do collision repair, alignment, refrigeration, glass, whatever. They are in Ramona. So, Jerry, to you and your team, you have my gratitude from the heart of the 1015 KGB race team. Be out there with Marvin Eric Evans scrambling on the dirt. What a great time. Man, it's awesome. Well, this past week, a little bit of turmoil and strife in the NFL as the weeks wane. Plus, interesting hockey goals in action. With details, here is the Chainsaw.
Hello again, everybody in the sports world. The Miami Hurricanes were simply too good and too fast last night, erasing all doubts, winning the national championship of college football by clobbering Nebraska 37-14. This after cruising to a 34-0 halftime lead. In terms of how fast Miami was and how slow Nebraska was, Union Tribune columnist Nick Canepa described it as Secretariat versus Mr. Ed, and Mr. Ed threw a shoe. And it's true, Nebraska players are not only slow afoot, but slow in the classroom, as the NCAA released a list of the top 3 most popular academic majors amongst Cornhusker student-athletes. Mall cop studies is one. The ethnobiocentrism of the tube socks is another. And guesstimation. Oh, yeah. Their Heisman Trophy quarterback, Eric Crouch, is a guesstimation major. Yeah.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah!
True to form, Crouch did not pass that class. He ran.
I don't get it.
Well, as the NFL plays out the regular season schedule Sunday, without the Chargers, of course, have finished their season as they had the bye this Sunday, which was moved from the September 11th.
Right.
Well, we have these NFL notes. Dolphin star Jason Taylor wrestled a gun away from his stepfather after an argument turned into a violent confrontation at Taylor's Davie, Florida home during Christmas vacation. After Taylor knocked the gun away, he kept his stepfather pinned to the ground until police arrived.
Stepfather wouldn't put the grocery cart away.
Well, actually, it began as a taste great, less filling, taste great, less filling argument.
They don't do those commercials anymore, do they?
I haven't seen one for a long time.
Caused too many gunfights.
New Orleans Saints wide receiver Albert Connell was suspended by the team for allegedly stealing money from teammate Deuce McAllister. Connell, who signed a $14 million contract last spring, was suspended by the Saints for the rest of the season and fined an additional paycheck for conduct detrimental to the team for going to the locker room and rifling through the guy's pants, during which he wasn't wearing them at the time, fortunately.
Rifling through another man's pants?
Yeah, that would have been a different offense, but he was stealing money out of this guy's pants.
Wow.
People frown on that, you know.
Hey, if you want to change for the candy machine, hey, yo, Albert, all you had to do was ask. Gee, Minnie, $14 million, and he's stealing $8 from his teammates.
Sifting for nickels?
Uh-huh. This is your 101 KGB Sports Network. Oh, my.
How would you like it if I entered a belching contest?
Frankly, I'd be a little turned on.
DSC.
The DSC!
Part of the Belch Brigade.
Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw.
This is the KGB.
1015 KGB, the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. Boyer here, safely ensconced in the confines of the Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw Show studios, where I work Monday through Friday. And on Thursday, when the show is done, I do a little work around here and go home. One of the guys who sticks it out and works all day is Abramowitz. He does a little thing called Dave's Free Thursday Golf, tags along, makes a bet. That was the case this past Thursday. The incredible naked picture with dad bet on the line. So from Friday morning show, let's find out just what happened at Medeiros on the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. This is the KGB.
I am still getting email about shopping carts. 2 hours and 45 minutes later, I'm still getting phone calls and emails about shopping carts. Think I touched a nerve there somewhat?
Little.
Just slightly? I know I'm all knotted up about it. Fortunately, I have other things to think of that I can transfer my frustration and anger to,
yeah?
such as Dave's Free Thursday Golf.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, you played Medeiros yesterday.
Yes, we played Medeiros yesterday, which is... Medeiros for some people is maybe just a better course to look at
Right.
than to play. And some people, like me.
Uh-oh.
You know what golf does to me? It never fails. What it is about golf makes me feel like Michael Jordan.
Why? That's a good thing.
I feel like Michael Jordan because the last time I played Medeiros, I shot 81.
Cool.
Now, when I shoot 81, I immediately start looking for the two shots. Where are the two shots that kept me from breaking 80?
Right.
Okay? It's frustrating to shoot 81. I'd almost rather shoot 85 than 81.
Got it.
But I shot 81 the last time I played Medeiros, and I made a blood oath that I would never play that golf course again because I know that would never happen again.
Right.
In fact, not only did I know that I would never shoot 81 there again, but that immediately following my 81, I'd have something more akin like a 101.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still, though, that's respectable for a course of that difficulty. It's very tight fairways. There's OB left and right. You got postage stamp greens. Come on.
Other than the greens thing, you're right, Chainsaw.
Oh, okay.
But it is a heartbreaker of a course. It's funny, I talk to good golfers, and they love Medeiros.
Really?
Because they're good golfers.
Right.
That's why.
That's the key phrase. He talks to good golfers.
They're good golfers. Let me tell you why you still want to go out to Medeiros. You can play further a little bit up than we were playing yesterday, and that makes the golf course a little bit easier. And in a matter of days, they're going to have their brand new, virtually finished construction clubhouse open.
I bet that's gorgeous.
I know firsthand what it looks like having toured it yesterday's show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they've virtually got it done. They're just basically waiting for the furniture to be shipped in right now.
Right.
But got to walk around a little bit. Brand new locker room and pro shop, and there's going to be a restaurant and a bar, and it all overlooks these beautiful greens. I mean, it's really
nice.
It's really something special. It's really something very special, and we say thanks to Phil Lopez and all the cool guys out at Medeiros for having us out there yesterday, where Abramowitz and I struggled to an even Steven no blood sister kiss and tie.
What? Get out!
Ah!
You gave him how many strokes? I forget.
I got him down to 7.
Yeah.
So you gave him 7, so you're 101. What would that give him?
108.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
No
nudity.
naked picture with
No nothing.
Wayne. Oh.
No nothing.
What happened to your psychological warfare program, David?
I shot 101, Boyer.
Wow.
Still 108.
Yeah, 108?
That's surprising for him. That's a good score for that
Yeah,
course
that's a
for
good
him.
score
I think he shot 49 on the back or something like that. Yeah, he did very well. He did very well. He pulled psychological warfare on me.
What'd he do?
Well, you
Not
know
that
how
song.
he is the walking whammy.
I know.
Yeah.
Do you know that he was on this radio station behind this microphone? the evening that the Chargers upped their record to 5 wins and 2 losses and told our listening audience that they better start getting their playoff plans ready. At 5-2, Abramowitz called the Chargers a playoff team. And who would have bet, when we were 5-2, who would have bet that the Chargers would not win another game that season? No one would have bet that.
I would not have bet that.
They were on fire.
If we gave you, I'll bet you $100 to your $5 chainsaw at 5-2 that the Chargers will not win another game. You wouldn't take that bet.
No, I would not.
You wouldn't take that bet. Even though it's only $5, you wouldn't take that bet. And yet, Abramowitz made it happen. He whammied the Chargers. And yesterday, at Medeiros, countless shots, soaring, sailing over the rolling, velvety greens of Medeiros.
Oh, that looks like a good shot to me. And
splash. I've told him, and I've told him I'm not joking. I've told him, listen, all bits and stuff aside, don't talk about my shots. I said, I'm not joking. It's not a bit. I really do believe you're a whammy.
Yeah.
Don't talk about my shots. And he did it yesterday.
Right.
Started doing it.
Man, he's in your head, man.
Well, you know, when you're talking about one stroke, the difference between a bet being paid off, I mean, one whammy, one out-of-bounds ball, that's all it takes.
Sure.
And, you know, it was tight. It was close. Of course he's going to start talking about my shots.
Well, it is one of the only weapons he has.
He tripped me up big time yesterday.
Yeah.
Played a good game. Played a real good game. Man, that's a hard golf course. But it sure is pretty.
Where is it?
It's in Poway. It's right off, if you were on Rancho Bernardo Road, if you took Rancho Bernardo Road from 15, it turns into Espolula. Espola. Espolula.
I thought it was on Old Coach.
Yeah, you turn up north on Old Coach, and it's down there a couple of miles.
Yeah.
And it's nestled out in the boonies.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
Well,
thanks a lot, Fun Bike Center. If it wasn't for you, I could have sat at home yesterday.
They didn't do it. You
Yeah, they
had
did.
Fun.
They sponsored fun.
You had fun.
Shot 101. Phil Lopez and Ken, the new general manager, laughing at me as I walked up the 18th fairway. Laughing at me.
They know about the whammy, don't they?
With a look in their eyes that says, better not come back here again, Pally.
Ooh.
Slappy.
Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah. Maybe mini putt more your style.
Look, it's going to be fine. You'll play next week. You'll play someplace. Get your confidence back.
This is why it makes me feel like Michael Jordan, though. The last time I shot there,
Yeah.
81.
Yeah.
A couple games ago, Michael Jordan puts up 6.
Right.
Comes back out, shoots 50s, 40s.
Right.
That's what golf does to you.
Well, you know, you are 40 now.
I know. I'm 40. Anyway. So nothing doing. And I don't know if I'll ever be able to talk him into that bet again.
Oh, come on.
He feels like
come on.
he feels like he really escaped death there.
Really?
Well, yeah. You're naked with his daddy.
I'll give you 10 minutes on it. You'll have him into it.
Hello.
Nice game yesterday.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, you too.
Ratsburg.
Why don't you retroactively give him 6 strokes? You could probably get him down to that.
That is an idea I hadn't thought of.
Hey, I didn't mean to whammy you yesterday.
Yeah, you did.
Not really.
Yeah, you did.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, you did.
I don't whammy everything.
Yeah, you do. You do whammy everything.
A guy makes a nice putt, I say, nice putt.
Did you have any particular thoughts about the Padres this season?
Yeah, I think the Padres will finish at least second.
No. The 2001 season.
What do you mean thought?
Did you make any bets that you lost?
Oh, yeah, I made a bet to Pat Giblin, sure.
Okay, was the bet that the Padres were really going to stink or that they were going to do some kind of, better performance than what we really got?
I said the Padres would finish third place or better.
Yeah, and so you whammied them.
I don't know if that's a whammy. That was my prediction.
You whammied them.
I don't whammy everything.
You whammy everything. You want me to get the Ely Calloway's family on the phone?
No, don't get him on there. Trust me, he looked like he was doing all right.
Great. Now his mom probably died.
No, it's not true.
His whole family probably just fell out of a plane.
He kind of gave me the thumbs up in the hospital as they wheeled him by in his
bet he did.
chair.
I'll bet he did. He was probably shielding you. You know, it's like a vampire looking at a cross.
Oh,
That's the last thing I need. I got like one corpuscle left.
He saw me. He recognized me as being a golfer. He kind of did the thumbs up. I'm doing okay. I'm being strolled out of here, and he was.
Did you whammy the Chargers?
Yeah, a little bit. Hey, they're 5-2. They were on a roll. How'd I know they were going to lose the next?
If you would have just been quiet, everything would have been fine.
Well, Mike Riley would have a job today.
That's right.
I didn't whammy Mike Riley.
Ultimately, you did.
Well, some of his decisions were wrong. I didn't whammy him.
Well, where do you think those decisions came from?
What, from my whammy?
Yes.
So,
you are the whammy.
I am not a whammy.
You are the whammy.
I'm a very optimistic guy. I like to, make bold predictions, and I know they're going to come true sometime.
Is that what you call it? Have any of them ever come true?
Not really.
Well, then, what do you think you might do about that?
Yeah, I guess I should shut up.
Huh?
I guess I should shut up.
Oh. It's very loud. I guess I should shut up.
I know.
Well, what else do you want me to say? I'm not done. You know that cat didn't die. That wasn't my fault when that cat died a year ago.
Didn't you say the cat looks pretty good? The cat's going to do just fine?
Yeah?
He's going to live. Let's call him Livy.
Yeah. The cat kind of gave me a thumbs up, kind of. I'm doing okay.
The cat gave a thumbs up. It's got no thumb.
Well, the little paw thing. I'm okay.
Good grief.
What? Shut, be quiet, Ruthie. Ruthie, you know I'm not a whammy, right?
You be quiet. Brother.
Yeah, I love
Was
the way...
I born yesterday?
I love the way Ruthie was standing next to me at the CD signing party, the last one we were at.
Oh, the one that was really freezing cold and your skin was turning blue?
Yeah, people were going, oh, man, are you all right? I feel sorry for her. And she's like, shut up. I don't feel sorry for that. Hey-ho. He's the stupid guy that gives him all those strokes.
Dave, 50 strokes, you deserve to freeze to death.
Yeah, I realized that, Ruth. That was my...
Your what?
That was my big mistake. I gave you too many strokes.
That was the one?
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, 50 might have been just a few too many. Huh.
I don't
deserve to
So
freeze.
you whammy everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't whammy everything.
You whammy everything.
Well, yes, like, give me some more examples.
Any shot of mine that you talk about ends up going out of bounds in the water. The ball comes apart.
You know that one booming shot you hit off the tee box off number 16?
Yes.
I just simply said, man, nice shot.
And it was out of bounds.
No.
It was a nice looking shot.
It was out of bounds.
Yeah, but it was a good
You whammied it. That's the difference between the bet.
You've whammied some of my shots
Never.
before.
Never. Why do you take these crazy bets?
Because I love the attention. Now go straight to hell.
What?
Because I love the attention. Now go straight to hell.
Wow.
That's it. He's gone insane on us. The shrieking, yelling transformation of Abramowitz into Hank. He goes insane. He whammies professional football teams and baseball teams.
Knock it off.
Thank God the Clippers moved out of San Diego.
I never whammied them.
Didn't need to.
Hey, Dave.
What?
Tell those guys about that shot you almost made. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh.
I was way, way off the green, up a hill, rolling green, long shot, like 100 yards out. And I just said, I was trying to figure out which way I was going to hit this. And I said to Abramowitz just casually, I said, what do I get if I make this shot?
Uh-oh.
And what did you say?
I said, this was providing a loss. I said, I'll kiss my dad on the mouth while standing naked next to him.
I mean, I'm serious. This was way, way, way far wide. Missed it by 1 inch.
By an inch.
Just enough, just enough to give Abramowitz a heart attack. Did that ball go into slow motion for you?
Oh, I saw my whole lifetime right there in that shot. I'm not kidding. He missed by half an inch.
Abramowitz, why do you take those crazy
Joe,
bets?
You know why? Because I love the attention. Now why don't you go straight to hell?
There he
God,
goes.
where is that coming from?
Gee, wow.
He goes insane.
Yeah. Nuts.
Tells people to go to hell. All right, Bromo, good game yesterday.
Well, you too.
Next week's bet, loser's got to kiss your father on the mouth.
No way.
Yep.
No way.
Yep, that's the bet. If you lose, you got to kiss your dad on the mouth.
No.
Yeah, that's the bet.
That's not the bet.
That's the bet.
That's not the bet.
And I want strokes.
No way.
I want strokes.
You've kissed men before, bro. No
Yeah,
big
that's
deal.
right.
Come on.
You ever kiss a guy
aren't ya?
before?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gay. I knew.
I'm not gay.
You've made out with men before?
Yeah.
You've bathed with men, haven't
Yeah.
Sure.
You
you?
married
You ever go
a man.
to a gay bar?
Yeah.
Did you ever participate in a gay contest?
Yes.
Did you win the gay contest?
Yes.
Been in a gay parade?
Yeah.
Married a man?
Yeah.
Taken a bath with a man?
Yeah.
Kissed a man?
Yep.
Did you think maybe you were gay?
No, I know I'm not gay.
Oh, brother.
I'm not gay.
Thinking,
Not
Dad.
gay!
Right.
I'm not gay, dude. I'm not gay.
Exactly.
I'm not gay.
That's not what your girlfriend said.
I've done all those kooky things because I'm not gay.
I heard you're hetero.
What?
I heard
I'm not gay.
You're hetero. You are the most hetero guy I know.
I am not gay. No, I'm not. I'm straight.
You are hetero.
I'm straight.
You're hetero.
Straight. I like girls. I'm not gay.
You are hetero.
I'm not.
All the chicks I've talked to that you've dated
Yeah.
say, you know what? I really like him, but I think he's hetero.
That's baloney.
It's true.
I'm not. I'm straight.
You're what?
I'm straight.
Live there.
Straight.
Hetero boy. Bromo, the hetero.
I'm straight. Damn it.
That's the best thing I can come up with.
Yeah,
Bromo the what? Nothing rhymes with it. Bromo the hetero.
I'm the straight guy. That's what it is.
This is a little song I wrote. Thank you.
KGB.
I'm KGB. It's the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw Show. Tune in KGB Monday when we reveal how you two can take two of you to see you two at the Super Bowl. It's a trip a day here on the KGB. Listen to the Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw Show Monday morning to find out how you can win a trip to New Orleans and the big game. It's all from San Diego's world-class rock, the 1015 KGB. You've got another best of DSC. Boyer with you here. I have been clipped and snipped and tied and cauterized and clamped and had the whole procedure done. Chainsaw was the first one on the show to start it off many, many years ago. I believe I followed second, then Dave. What a great, great feeling it is to know that you're seed-free. Well, we like to talk about it. We're kind of proud of that. So when we had an email from a fellow Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw listener about his vasectomy, it was just like old home week when we relived all the details. It's the best of DSC. My friends, this is the 1015 KGB.
Like a knife. Yeah, feels so right. Oh, cuts like a knife.
Shelley, I've got some vasectomy news for you.
No.
Yeah, but it feels so right. Oh, cuts like a knife.
Hey, Dave. Love your show. After doing my part in contributing to humanity, I must, of course, share the experience with a fellow veteran of the less deference culture. You and I both know that after 3 gin and tonics and a Valium injection, the procedure is about as painful as crapping melted marshmallows.
Well, that's a lovely picture you paint there.
Well, just think about that for a little bit.
Goody.
However, that is not the story my fiance will ever hear. She's beautiful, and being a manager of 40 brokers at a big firm, she's super intelligent, so much so that, to my benefit, her intellect has exceeded the surly bonds of simplicity, meaning she's very gullible. If I had to do it again, I would not be nearly as worked up as I was, but at the time, of course, I thought of an old man digging around in my bits and pieces with a cold, rusted, dull Bowie knife just was not an arousing thought. I agree with this guy. The thought of it, the imagination of it is really a lot worse than it really was. Would you agree with me, brethren?
Yes. That tug was unpleasant, but...
Well, the appointment set at 9 a.m. I got up extra early to have a nice breakfast of Tanqueray. This, of course, followed a day off that I insisted my fiancé and myself took to spend the day, making the beast with two backs just in case the doctor screwed up and accidentally cut the hydraulics or something, after which, of course, I knew I would be then cast aside and set to pasture with other geldings. One last trip as a virile male.
Right.
Fortunately, when I met the doctor that morning before the scheduled castration, he didn't detect my drunken state. Otherwise, I may have been cheated out of the Valium injection I so felt I needed, as well as paid an extra $100 for it.
Yeah.
It was amazing to me this doctor of 20-something years and several doctoring-type degrees needed to poke my arm about 13 times to finally hit my vein. I had pinholes all over my damn arm after that. When he finally hit the sweet spot and got the juice flowing in... Oh, my God, have you ever had Valium injected into you? No, I have not.
I had that when I had my wisdom teeth taken out.
Good stuff?
Really happy stuff.
Yeah?
Yes. Happy floaty stuff.
Felt like someone shot habanero sauce into me. After that, oh, yes, I was floating. I was left for a while laying on the examination table with a sheet covering my parts about to be dissected. My God, between the Valium and the gin, I was feeling so mighty good. Then in walks the doctor, along with his old fat DeSoto of a head nurse. And much to my surprise, a young woman of maybe 19 at the most. Blonde, tied-up hair, blue eyes, sweet smile. I'm sure she had lacy Daisy Dukes under that white thing she was wearing. Through my distorted hearing, I heard the doctor introduce her as Bambi, a new intern who was going to assist in the procedure. I was wondering what part she was going to be assisting with and feeling quite elated with the medication. I felt quite justified in asking which part of me she was going to assist with. Rather than answer that, the doctor said, well, let's see how you did with your shaving. And whipped off my sheet.
Yeah.
Leaving me and my package on display for all to see. He was quite impressed with the shaving and made commendable comments to me and his assistants. Well, me not being used to having three people mulling over my bits and pieces and being a bit of a smartass, I commented that perhaps with me now exposed, they have discovered they will need a bigger room. I glanced over at Bambi, big toothy grin and turning a little bit red. The old DeSoto grunted and told me to behave myself, or else she would be doing the cutting, and further mentioned her aberration of the male species. The doctor remained quiet, so it was quickly obvious who was running the show. I will say this, women, don't give me this BS about childbirth being any more painful than anything else. I mean, after 3 gins and Valiums, I felt a slight sting for a few seconds. I think I whimpered. Anywho, after that, everything was fine, and it was time to start asking questions. I mentioned that I heard after a vasectomy, when a man had his climaxial moment, nothing but a puff of dust comes out. Was that true? The doctor chuckled. Bambi looked curious. I further commented, if that's true, I guess I'll have to ask for a puff job from now on. Huh? Bambi thought that was cute, I suppose. But I quickly learned not to make a doctor laugh when he's holding the tubulars of your gonads with metal clamps. You didn't like that part, huh, Boyer?
No, I remember the tug.
The internal tug.
Sorry.
Calm down. It's over. Yours is over. It's done.
I'm reliving the it's post-traumatic stress syndrome.
The vas deferens was not created with spandex and got stretched out a bit more than they should have.
Oh, no.
And even being loaded with numb juice, I squealed, much to the drooling DeSoto's delight. The only thing I recall after that was hearing this sizzling sound when they apparently turned on the arc welder and were burning the ends of the tubes. And as if that and the smoke rising from my groinial area wasn't bad enough, the odor that filled my senses mixed with the gin and Valiums.
Oh, no.
Well, let's just say Shelley isn't the only person who's yacked in someone's lap.
Who'd he get?
Fortunately, it was on the DeSoto. And not Bambi, because I had plans for her later.
Right.
Man, was that woman pissed. Not very understanding at all.
Well.
I was surprised I walked out with all 10 inches.
Oh, brother.
Anywho, the funniest part of this thing has been messing with my fiance over what really happened. When she asked how they tested me to see if the procedure really worked, I informed her that they have this machine that a man sits on, like a bicycle seat, and there's this hand thing that they attach to his winky with a suction tube. To make it work, there are pedals that he cranks with his feet, and that makes the hand-like thing go up and down.
He only wishes.
He can control the motion by pedaling it faster if he so desires. She looked at me suspiciously, but after I informed her that this was the most sterile method could be done to ensure the pollywogs were all dead, she bought it. The puff job thing will take a little more doing since she's not into inhaling. Oh, well. As for the bit, what about having guys or women call up their significant others and see what is the goofiest thing they can convince them of? Thanks for indulging me, your pal Chip.
Chip.
It's quite a story. Honking on the old DeSoto. Scariest thing you've ever done in your life?
No. I don't know what is. I'd have to think about that, but that's not it. A bungee jumping is right up there for the scariest thing I've done in my life.
Yeah.
And stupid probably as well. But
what would you rather do, get a vasectomy or bungee jump?
Give me the Vaz.
Really?
Yeah.
Skydiving. That was
It's
terrifying.
stupid, yeah.
I don't blame you. That's just messed up. Whoever invented that is screwed up.
Especially when the target was way over there and the street was right under us, and the pilot said, "Go ahead." You had a fused elbow and a bad ankle.
It's funny about that you know, if you're a guy, let me qualify it. If you're a guy and you're thinking about getting a vasectomy, good thing I clarified.
Yeah, thanks, because I was thinking of one.
The anticipation, the anxiety leading up to it is far worse than the actual procedure. Once you are in the room and the unveiling has taken place and, you know, okay, this is going to happen and people are going to mess with me down there. Once you get past that initial uncomfortable moment, it's nothing. It's fun. Fun.
Well, they give you a little juice.
I wouldn't have said mine was fun, but it was like,
it's not
okay,
fun.
it's done, it's happening,
horrible.
it's whatever, and it doesn't take that long.
I find dentist appointments more uncomfortable.
And, you know, I used to get all stressed out about them, and then when I discovered that if you demand drugs, they'll give you drugs, it's okay now for little surgery things that I've had done.
Yeah.
It makes it so much better. You know, chemicals are here to be used.
Valium injection. I got to check into that.
I never had that. I just had a local.
I just had a little pill.
Oh, they gave you a
Really?
Valium pill? Yeah.
Well, I had that when I've had other things done. When I went for the vasectomy, all I got was the needle in the sack.
That's what I
Yeah,
got.
I got just local too.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad though. You know, I go to the gym a lot. You know, exposing myself is not that. Oh God. Okay, don't isolate this tape. Never mind.
Well, I found out later from a buddy of mine who's a urologist that there are people who will, they'll give you a little local, they'll make you goofy if you want, or they'll put you flat out.
Really?
And I thought, gee, that might have been not bad, just being flat out. That way you don't have to, and now I know better, obviously. Now I know better that it's really not that bad, but beforehand I might have preferred, look, just knock me out, because I don't want to experience this. But then I thought, you know, this guy, he's a friend of mine. Do I want him?
Right.
You want a friend of yours working on you? You know, think of your best friend right now, Shell, and suddenly she's your gynecologist.
Yeah.
That's not right.
No, it isn't.
And then it also,
isn't.
you know, you could be in the middle of a bad Seinfeld episode where strange things are done with your naked passed outness.
Well, they're already doing strange things with you anyway.
Well,
that's pretty
that's
much
true.
a guarantee.
just the whole procedure is strange. It's odd that we would do that to ourselves, but we do.
Dan, you're on the KGB. I'm so glad I got mine, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'll bet.
I mean, so glad. Dan, you're up. What's going on, bud?
What's shaking, man?
Talk to me, okay?
Hey, I had a vasectomy. I was listening to the voyeur there talk about it and the internal tug, and I thought I was the only one that felt that.
No.
And I swear to God, he must have gone up into my throat to get these things.
Yeah. Everyone feels it.
You know, I didn't even expect it, but
Everyone feels it.
oh God, it sucked. And yeah, everything that guy was writing about, man, it was bad news, baby. I work with a bunch of cats out there at one of the casinos, and I'm 31. I got 3 kids. I got a 4-week-old, a 1-year-old, and a 2-year-old.
When'd you get it done?
I got it November 2nd. Yeah,
Okay.
November 2nd, I got it done. So I'm ready to go back in and again test it out.
Okay.
But yeah, I work with these cats that are like 10 years, 11, 12 years younger than me, man, and they just rip the hell out of me every time I show up. Hey, this your man, no nuts, how you doing? Yeah, castrated. And I'm like, you know what, man, you guys wait, just wait.
Well, guys in their 20s, I mean, it's unusual that someone in their 20s would be having this done.
Yeah, but they just don't understand, man. And the guy writing about the childbirth and the women, shut up. Oh, my God, shut up, okay? These things hurt for like a week and a half. Oh, yeah, 3 days you'll be up, no problem. Yeah, I was running around, I was out driving a tractor 2 days after mine. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. No, swelled up like a big plum. Looked like a big plum down there. I didn't have 2, I had 1 big ball.
Did you get the purple thing?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I turned Technicolor.
Oh,
I looked
it
like
was
Mikhail
psychedelic.
Gorbachev.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was me, the recliner, and a bag of frozen peas, and that was it. Some Jack Daniels, and
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh man, I told my wife, if it grows back.
It grows back.
If it grows back, no way. No, ain't doing that again.
Well, didn't they cauterize and clamp you?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
I'm wearing stainless steel down there.
Oh man.
Really?
Oh yeah, baby.
They get a clamp?
They cut
with you?
They cauterize.
Yeah.
They clamp.
Yeah.
With stainless steel.
They did it all.
Because if you don't,
I
they
didn't get
can
any
grow
stitches
back.
afterwards either.
There ain't no growing back for those dogs.
No, not like that. But there have been cases where I believe they have grown back.
Yeah, not when clamps are involved.
Not with all that procedure.
Well, so you're a father of 3. You must have, experienced some of the pain your wife went through. Which is worse?
No comparison.
Hers was worth childbirth.
Mine was worse.
Oh, you big baby.
My firstborn was
That's why
2 pounds
men
around.
don't have babies. Show.
Yeah, that's right.
They
You
could.
had a baby, Ruth?
Well, how many here have had a baby?
We're just guessing. We're just guessing, and we think we're pretty educated.
Because honestly, I've had 2 kids, and it
We've
didn't hurt
seen
me
it.
that much.
Hardly felt it.
Well,
No,
turns
I
out you were
didn't.
able to breastfeed them as well.
Right. Stop
Indeed.
it.
Had a vasectomy.
Stop it.
Sympathetic
uncomfortable.
lactation.
Yeah.
Sympathetic male lactation.
Thank you, Dan. Good talking to you, buddy. See you later. Leanne writes to me, as long as we're on the subject. I was discussing my day with my husband last night, talking with him while he was in the shower and finished drying off. When he got to the, sensitive parts, I told him that if I tried to handle Big Jim and the twins like he did, he'd spaz. That's true. That's totally true. My question is, do all guys have a different way of handling themselves? She's talking about drying off with a towel, something like that. I mean, he was drying and moving the twins around like it was nothing, and I'm thinking, sheesh, if I even go near the boys in any aggressive manner, he crosses his legs and hands, covering them like they were crown jewels. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
No, you can be much more aggressive with yourself than anyone else can.
Is that a trust thing?
If I'm laying on the couch and I see Allie coming running towards me,
Yeah.
it's like she comes jumping like a ninja with 5 knees.
Right. And elbows. Yeah.
5 knees and 4 elbows.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I must have like a bullseye on my pants. She's got laser-guided knees.
I never understood because Dad would wrestle with the boys.
Yeah.
And my youngest brother's 5 years younger, and I never got why Dad would double over and paint it. Ooh, he'd be like in the corner for a long time.
Yeah.
Just from little Timmy Dunn. No more than 30
A
pounds.
glancing blow. Ruin a perfectly good day.
Which is just about perfect for me.
Duh.
I'm going to play golf 9 holes is just about perfect.
Well, that's terrible. Well, you got some pictures of the whole crew here from your party. It was a nice party, by the way.
Well, thank you.
Certainly an odd mix of people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had...
yeah.
I had a visitor in from out of town who was staying with me during the holidays.
Those girls aren't drunk at all, are they? They're not drunk at all!
And then Miss Shannon Leader showed up a little bit later on in the evening, which was interesting.
Shannon was fully hammered by the time she got to your house.
Yeah, she was fully hammered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She came pre-hammered.
She came pre-hammered.
Which is good for your booze bill.
Right. Right. And I can't even talk about what happened after.
Sure you can.
Afterwards. Okay,
Sure.
Nakedness in the hot tub.
Naked in the hot tub?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, this is after I
certainly
left.
not me.
Shannon?
Okay, there's a picture of Shannon Leader honking my wife's, looks like Lefty.
What?
Honking Lefty.
Well, you don't understand. When Shannon walks into a room, she doesn't just walk into a room. She generally walks over, hugs a man, and then falls into his lap. So
Well, this is what she said to me. She walks
Right.
into the party. She sees me sitting there.
Mhm.
I forget whose lap she was sitting on. And what?
Billy's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And she took one look and sees me, which is a rarity that I would be out of my box.
Right.
And she goes, "Oh, I gotta embarrass Dave Rickards right now."
That's exactly what she did.
So she falls across the room into my lap
And then the camera came out.
and gives me this big look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Girl, you gotta go a long way to embarrass me."
Yeah.
And if anybody's embarrassed here, it's not me. It's just not happening. I'm getting the look from my wife while Shannon Leader is wiggling in my lap. I'm like, "Hey, what do you want me to do?"
Right. I know. And, you know, it's not something that you invited.
No.
It's just something that happens. And this is pretty normal behavior.
She pounced. Well, pounce is a little bit too athletic and determined.
She flopped.
Fell right into
Flopped. Exactly. And then things just went downhill from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then her husband was sitting by your wife, and there was a little, well, let me sit in your lap then.
Yeah. Yeah, there was all that going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so then at the end, both women, both Mrs. Rickards and Mrs. Leader.
Oh, she had them flashing by the end of the night.
Everything going on.
We're walking out the door. There's got to
Yeah.
be flashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your wife did, and I did. I was behind your wife, and then Shannon did, and she's not wearing anything under that.
That's fine.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Which came in handy for the hot tub later on. That was
Less clothes to take off.
exactly.
I know. I was actually in your kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what I was doing. I think I might have just been taking a break.
Mm-hmm.
And, the door kind of opens up and then clomp, clomp, clomp. I'm getting to that hot tub before I'm done tonight. Okay. You go get him, girl.
I got it.
Beth?
Huh?
No, that was
No.
Oh, that was later.
That was Shannon. I go to the hot tub before I'm done. Huh? What? Can't hear you. Okay, girl.
and then what I really loved the most was your wife and my friend Dickie.
Oh, yeah. Now, Dickie, who is, Dickie is very much like, what's the guy's name on Will and Grace?
Jack.
Like Jack on
Yeah.
Will and Grace. He's very gay and very funny.
And
Dickie is very funny.
Has no qualms about it, and he'll tell you
No.
anything you want to know. And when the curiosity of Beth meets Dickie,
Yeah.
I mean, the men were out by the fire, out by the hot tub, and they're doing their man thing, and the women were in the kitchen. And every once in a while, I walk past the living room, and I'd hear Beth going, "So really, that's not an issue?" Oh! And she would just scream. Yes, she would. That's all you heard all night long. And she
From
had
Dickie
asked-
or Beth?
From
Beth. Dickie was doing his very best to elicit the...
And he got it.
You'd hear,
Oh, yeah.
because, unless you were in the room, all you could really hear was...
That's what she did.
She asked every gay question she could ask.
Oh,
All
it's
her
unbelievable,
curiosities about
yes.
gay sex.
Right.
Oh, no.
Now she knows she's an expert.
Did your wife pick up any tips that she was able to use? A little advice from the guy on how to do it?
No,
That kind of
Chris.
questions, Boyer.
No, thanks. That's the only thing I really didn't miss during vacation, Chris. That kind of stuff.
I know. I kept thinking, I kind of miss work. Oh yeah, Boyer.
Yeah. That
No,
part.
mean that with love.
I don't. I mean it with correction. With attitude changes. Anyway.
Where were we?
Well, it was just such an odd mix of people. And I have to think that there was such a great, great sigh of relief when Beth and I, Mr. and Mrs. Reagan, left the party. The only two Republicans in an entire house of gay, effed up Democrats.
Dickie's Republican. He's quite Republican. We've had debates about it
Really?
a lot. Oh, yeah. His dad's a big-time Republican politician in Oklahoma.
Reagan having a party at Willie Brown's house in San Francisco
It
up at the
was-
bathhouse.
yeah, and-
you
and I-
basically had a bathhouse.
Well, basically what happened
Yeah.
was we walked out and everyone's pants flew off. So that
Right.
tells you exactly
Oh,
what kind
no.
of wet blanket we are.
There were only 3 people who took their pants off and got in the
Names?
hot tub.
Well, who went in the hot tub? And were they all naked?
Mm-hmm.
They're all
Everybody who got in
naked.
the hot tub was naked. Dickie?
Okay.
No, Dickie didn't get...
Oh.
Dickie is afraid of hot tubs. He's not going to get in the hot tub.
Cooties?
They scare him.
He's afraid, something will
Floaties.
happen and he'll die.
Floaties.
He's afraid it'll kill him.
Floaties.
Is he
So he
afraid
didn't
of
go in.
cooties or what?
I don't know what he's afraid of. He's really afraid he'll overheat and have a heart attack, he said.
Oh, okay,
So
all
I
right.
said, all right, okay, whatever.
Well, he's very sensitive.
He is a sensitive guy.
Yeah.
Didn't used to be, huh, Shell?
And who, Dickie?
Ah.
What?
Well, he wasn't always gay, was he?
No, he wasn't always gay. Well, he didn't always just stay with men.
What kind of women would he stay with?
Just women that he knew.
Ah.
Shut up.
What's this?
But anyway, it was the leaders that were in the hot tub naked, and another
from
friend
both
of mine.
sides of the plate.
The leaders were naked in the hot tub?
Who was the third? Male or female?
Male.
Oh, God.
Friend of mine. Yeah.
What kind of friend? Gay friend, straight friend?
Straight friend.
We don't know. It's hard to tell.
But a straight guy getting in naked with a couple that's naked, that's a little odd.
Well,
But when
there
you're
were no
that
other
hammered,
women who were
maybe-
going to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to be that kind of an issue.
Right.
You know, so just,
Had
I
to
thought,
be
well,
there.
All right, I'll just go get some towels.
Well, the Rickards are naked in the hot tub. I think I'll get my clothes off and jump on in with them. I don't see me doing that.
So what kind of pond scum was found the next morning?
The hot tub had to be drained.
Oh.
I've only had it a month, and we had to go through the whole draining process. But it actually was not from that party.
What's the matter with you, Boyer?
Should have your plumber install a flush handle on it.
It was actually the hot tub was actually okay until a few days later, and then it was very apparent that it had to be drained.
Oh.
What had grown?
I don't even know all the chemical workings of hot tubs and how the balance of the water, but the water was out of balance. I know that. That I know is true.
My goodness.
But after the party and after a lot of people had filtered out, and Dickie and I were sitting there talking, and I said, I feel like all my worlds collided tonight. There were too many different worlds
Yeah.
there. It was just too...
It was very odd.
It was a very, very, dear friends of mine.
There was social world. There was professional world. There was old friends world.
Yeah.
They had no business mixing.
They didn't, and yet everyone seemed to have a good time, and everyone seemed to think that everything was okay.
I believe everyone had a good time.
I think it was just weird to me.
Was Aunt Jeffy there?
No.
Oh, so you were spared the family relative mix, which would have completed it.
Exactly. That would have been a total world collision. Yeah. That would have been too weird.
There might have been an implosion if there was family.
Something would have happened.
Done dysfunctional family.
Yeah, that would have been too much.
Yeah.
I really think so.
It was a lovely time.
Well, I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah. Had a great time.
And enjoyed those photographs.
Yeah, my wife will be thrilled with those.
I especially like the ones where Shannon's about to kiss her.
I don't understand. I only had one glass of wine. Yeah,
Well, the
okay.
glasses at my house are huge. So what are you going to do?
I just look at her when she says that. I'm like, do you really believe that or what? You know?
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
It was the giant Gallagher wine glass with his giant couch.
I think what it is, sometimes when you're at a very good party, like Shelley's, there will be people who will never let a glass get empty.
true.
Right.
Never get a glass get
Right.
empty. And I believe that's how my wife gauges a glass of wine.
It's when it's empty.
When it's empty. Her glass never got empty.
See, Dickie has been in catering for years, and I said, look, if you'll just be the bartender tonight, if you'll just make sure and he did. And there you go.
Is Dickie still living?
No, he went up to see his brother in L.A., but he'll be back a little bit later on this month.
I don't know if it's too personal, but if ever a man was born to be gay, can I say his name? Or is it too personal?
I don't know if I want to check that with him first.
Okay.
But he does blame the combination of the first and last name for some of his
Holy cow!
issues today. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I tell him off the air at least?
Sure, absolutely.
So at least Chainsaw knows? He's super flamboyantly gay, okay? You gotta be gay when that's your name.
And he was the one who clogged the toilet. Do you remember 6 years ago? He was the one who clogged the toilet.
You got it with that name.
Yeah.
And you know that with that last name that he has, and we all know Tina Piccioni, we all grew up in the same neighborhood. Dickie was the one who would sit on the bus and go, Tina Piccioni. And it was just lashing out because of so many jokes.
You know, when your name is Dickie,
right?
You don't make fun of anybody's name.
Especially Piccioni. Come on.
Good grief.
But that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nice party.
Well, thanks. I'm glad you came. That's a little glimpse of my world.
Thanks a lot for the pictures. When I get home and show this, we're not having any drinks for the rest of this week. Say, hey, I wasn't doing any of this. Why do I get put on probation?
Well,
I always get put on probation when this stuff happens.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't do anything wrong.
Well, you did, however, serve yourself red wine in a white wine glass. I was very upset by that.
What?
I served myself red wine in a white wine glass.
Which meant Dickie was not doing his job.
Those are the more petite, rounder glasses, right?
No, it was big. Chose a nice big glass.
Right.
What's the diff?
I'd
Pardon
serve
my
wine in a
ignorance.
mug if I could.
Well,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Coffee cup, plastic cup.
Well, there are
cup.
bigger glasses for the red wine and smaller glasses for the white wine, but the white wine glasses are still pretty big.
Skinnier tops. You want the red to breathe a little bit.
You do want the red to breathe
More
a little
surface
bit more.
area,
Right.
so it's a bigger, rounder bowl shape.
Indeed.
Right.
I don't know, when you're serving box wine, Shell, I don't think it really makes a big difference.
Hadn't thought about that part.
I only have one glass of wine. I don't understand. I must have some kind of metabolism problem.
That's it.
The DNC! Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw will be right back.
This is the KGB.
1015 KGB, the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw. Whoa, Wednesday, we fired the show back up live in person and had a great time. It was sitting in the seat, man, it felt like where we all belonged. Wednesday was a great show. And if you know anything about this show from listening to it, you know that we like to talk, which is why it's such a wonderful thing when you start out your first call of the morning with a request for a song. It's the best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw on the KGB.
Back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality.
Get to work?
What?
You slob? How long did you take off?
Well, not as long as I needed.
What a bump. Good morning. It's KGB. Happy New Year. Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw with you. We start right up here with Kimberly. Been on hold. What's up, Kimberly?
Hey, it's my birthday today.
Way to go.
Yeah, 36, and I was getting ready to go to work, take a shower, and I thought, well, I want to hear one of my favorite songs every year on my birthday by the Beatles. You say it's your birthday,
Well, who are you going to call to do that for?
Well, I'm calling you guys, KGB.
Oh, gosh.
Listen, Jay Gilbert
20 years.
has the All Request Show at 10 o'clock.
Are you laughing, making fun of me, man?
No.
Yes.
No. Yes and no, all at once.
That's okay, I can handle it.
Yeah. You ever heard that song before?
Which one?
The birthday song by the Beatles?
No. Yeah, every year I try and get to see
Yeah, it hasn't changed.
Well, I want to hear it again. Please. Please, don't make me beg.
I'm going to bet you own the record, the CD, and have the cassette tape in your car.
I don't. I rely on you guys at the radio.
You didn't tell me that she was requesting a song over there, Kermit. What? Did you know she was requesting a song? Huh?
She said she enjoyed that song. I didn't think she wanted to request it.
I mean, when she said she wanted to hear it, I didn't think that she would ask to play it.
Good grief. Yeah. Well, happy birthday, Kimberly. I'll do my best to play that song sometime during our talk show today, okay?
You're awesome. I'll be listening to you guys.
All right.
Okay.
What are
Happy New Year.
what are your big plans for your birthday today?
Well, I get to go to work, cruise around and pick up tables and dance floors and all kinds of shit.
Say what?
Dance floors.
This was what?
Yeah, she said so.
Something bad?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have the swear catcher on.
Did they take the swear catcher away?
No.
Oh, I thought it was in the hole.
No, they took the noise preventer away.
Oh.
Kimberly, I'd play that song for you, but I can't now because you swore at me. It's
my
against
God.
the FCC. Sorry, happy birthday. Move along. Which one did she say? Oh, okay. You know, that's so close to being allowed now anyway.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
You know, it's legal in Temecula.
You hear it there all the time.
You do.
Must be all right then.
You do.
Mm-hmm.
They have lower community standards.
That's it. Well, Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, Happy New Year.
Have some nice time off.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I never had that much time off in my whole stinking life.
It was good.
I'm glad to be back at work.
Really?
I didn't do anything.
Well, I know you didn't go out of town, but wasn't it nice to hang around the house and sleep in?
Not in the beginning, no.
Well,
I was clearly in the way. Very clearly, my presence was not welcome.
Oh, really?
You know what? My house in the morning is not a pleasant place to be.
Normally you're here and
Yeah.
they go about their activities.
Yeah.
But you were there.
Don't care for
And
it.
just in the way.
I don't care for it.
What happens there?
Screaming.
Yeah, just a lot of, it's a disaster. There's
Really?
no organization.
Oh, really?
No. It's just one great big rolling fight.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A fight to get out of the house, to get there on time.
To get dressed, wear
Yeah.
the right clothes, pick out my outfit, brush my hair, all this other stuff. That's
She always
just
sounds
Beth.
so calm when she she sounds calm and collected and like everything's going okay.
Yeah, she never calls until she's booted those kids out of the car.
Oh, got
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
That stuff that's going on right now is just no fun. It's no fun. And my presence was not appreciated at all.
Weren't you sleeping with the covers over your head?
Are you kidding? I was home. I was put to work.
Oh, that's sucky. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
There was a lot of, you need to be at their school, like they have these little, they assemble outside and they do a couple things before they go into school and they do the Pledge of Allegiance and cool stuff like that. You need to be part of that so that you can see, hey, you know what? Guess what? I went to school.
I've seen that before.
I know the Pledge of Allegiance by heart. Still remember it. I've been to school. In fact, I went to, 12 plus 1 plus 4, 17 years of education. 17 years. I don't need to go anymore. Yeah, but you know what? You need to. They'll remember this forever. You know what? My father never went to school unless something bad was happening. I'm just fine.
Exactly.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm a decent, productive citizen of the United States of America.
Just in the way in the mornings, that's all.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, everyone gets their routine down. And
What's that?
Everyone gets their routine down.
There's no routine there. It's a calamity.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
It's
She
not
seems
good.
so organized.
They're not up yet. They're
Really?
not up
Yeah.
yet, but in a little while,
Yeah.
that peaceful sleeping house, it's dark, it's quiet,
Yeah, yeah.
little tiny heads asleep on pillows. In just minutes from now, it's going to be like a riot. It's going to be like South Central L.A. Rodney King just took a beating.
And how has that activity been enhanced by the new furry little head that will be on someone's pillow, no doubt, right now?
that's a pretty good. That dog we got is a pretty good little dog.
Henry
the animal. Henry the little rat dog.
Do tell.
1 pound 7 ounces.
of love.
Mm-hmm.
You wound up with another rat dog.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty good little dog. I like this dog. Yeah. I mean, it's not good for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Forget about chores or pulling a plow.
Turn dog chow into dog poo.
What would you plow up anyway?
Well,
come on.
I'm just talking about helping out around the house.
Sure.
Forget that. None of that. No chores.
So you and the dog are kind of alike.
No, hey. I provide.
Right. Exactly.
I'm the provider.
Mm-hmm.
The hunter, the gatherer.
Mm-hmm.
So the dog is about the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I heard he's adorable.
He is. He really is. There's no denying it.
What brand is it?
It's expensive brand.
Expensive.
Tiny expensive brand.
Excellent.
It's years and years and years of cramming dogs into little tubes to prevent them from growing. Just like Chinese women and their feet.
It's a bonsai dog.
Bonsai doggy.
Yeah. Binding little dogs to prevent their growth over years is a very expensive process.
So they pass that savings on to you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's an expensive little terrier dog. But it's cute. It really is. It's cute. There's no denying that. And he has been named Henry. And Henry is the man.
Ooh.
There's no question.
And where does Henry get to sleep?
Oh, he's got his own bed and all sorts of gear.
Stuff.
And it's amazing for a little dog, and I'm not kidding. He's a pound, and he's not even a pound and a half. He's a pound 7 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
He's very, very small. Very small dog. He's smaller than a kitten. Craps bigger.
Yeah, that's what I heard this from your wife.
Craps astonishingly large for a small dog.
Beth called the other day and she says, well, I took him out for 20 minutes. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The minute I get him in, put him on the carpet.
Yeah, I promise you, she's never had that dog outside for 20 minutes. 20 seconds.
Oh.
My wife has never had a realistic grasp of time.
She swore
I
to
told
me.
you 4 months ago. I mean, 4 minutes ago? No. She has no grasp of time. They have no patience out there.
Yeah.
I steadfastly determined in front of my family. I swore an oath.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. You get that dog. That will not be my dog. That will not be my dog. It will not be my responsibility.
So you're not going to go out and wait for it to do its
No,
thing.
unless I choose to.
Right.
But when it needs to happen, and if I don't want to,
Not
it's
your job.
not my dog. It's not going to happen.
Mhm.
And that's understood.
And going well so far?
I'll take the dog to the kennel, and I'll take the dog in for the big shot when it's time for it to go. That's it.
Well, you plan ahead, don't you?
Might be next month if it doesn't cut out this crapping on the rug.
Well, it's still a puppy. You got to give it a break.
Yeah.
But those are my duties that I've agreed to. Take it to the kennel if we go on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it in for the big shot. That's it. And there's been a couple of times where waste material has been been called on to remove waste material.
Ooh.
And the kids who really wanted this dog.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. We'll take care of it.
Didn't realize what taking care of it was all
Had no grasp of what taking care of it means.
Yeah.
No clue.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, it makes me cough funny when I have to pick that up. Yeah, well, can't help you with that.
You know what, David? You should have just laid a log December 21st and said, pick that up. If you do it right, I'll get you a dog.
And that would be different from... a little drill, a little dry run, you're sick.
That's right.
Let's see how you do with log removal.
Well, happy holidays.
Thank you.
Wrap that up nicely.
Thank you.
Attention all units. Attention all units. Remain on radio alert. There is grave danger.
Warning, this is a DSC zone.
Remain on radio alert.
It's coming right for us!
Dave Shelley and Chainsaw.
The DSC.
There's no reasonable cause for alarm.
The DSC!
KGB.
It's the 101.5 KGB FM San Diego. Best of Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw back in the box for a Saturday. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back live Monday morning, 6 a.m., bright and early. Then Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw at night, Monday, 7 p.m. Tonight, oh yeah, the Boyer KGB FM race team will be hanging out in El Centro, having a great time. Marv Evans, Eric Evans, racing around in the dirt with those guys. And also want to thank Body Works by Jerry, the collision repair station in Ramona on Main Street. You can't miss them. Thank you so much to Jerry and the craftsman at Body Works by Jerry, who really helped out after that big, terrible crash the KGB race team suffered, about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But we are back on the track. Yeah! I haven't had so much fun since the hogs ate my brother. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Don't forget, Monday, 6 a.m., Dave, Shelley, and Chainsaw live here on the 101.5 KGB FM San Diego.